The following program is a special presentation of Cleveland Community College.
And we welcome you in live on the campus of Cleveland Community College, and great to be back after a little over 3 weeks to Yeti Athletic Park, Cleveland Community College. Yeti baseball this afternoon as the Yetis host the Knights of Surrey Community College, and the sun has poked out. And, of course, great to have you on live on YouTube or the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Hey, I'm Tim Foster with you, along with Cleveland County Sports Hall of Famer Andy Foster, and we're on live, and our intern's even working right in front of us here as we are on getting our shot. As we're getting closer to the first pitch. Andy, good to see the Yetis back 16-14 on the season, 9-9 in region play. This is a non-region West matchup with 17-1 Surrey Community College. Big game, and good to be back here at the park here on Cleveland Community College campus.
Yeah, just in time for our broadcast today. The sun is out, Tim, and much warmer than it was when we arrived today.
Yeah, had a little bit of rain this morning, some drizzle this morning, but the sun is trying to poke out now, and temperatures are rising a little bit. And momentarily, Andy, we're going to go out onto the field after the Yetis are announced and have our national anthem. But Andy, Yetis coming off a series with Patrick Henry where they lost 2 out of 3 but did get their first win over a nationally ranked Patrick Henry squad. And what about that series, Andy? 5 of those 6 games they've played so far this season, 2022 with Patrick Henry, 1-run games. Pretty amazing.
It really is, and I think it's given this team the confidence that they can play with anyone in this area. They have been tough in that series with Patrick Henry, although they did lose more games than they would like. They have been very competitive this season.
Well, you see the Yetis being announced and coming onto the field. Starting pitcher, by the way, will be for the Yetis this afternoon. Connor Sampers will get a good shot of him momentarily. Our national anthem will be coming up. And, Andy, a good crowd coming out in a big next 5 or 6 days for the Yetis. Well, this matchup with Surrey Community College this afternoon, and then a big one in Region 10 play. Big 3-game set this weekend with Catawba Valley Community College.
Yeah, that's a big series coming up. Really one of the arch rivals of this Cleveland Community College Yeti team, and some key games coming up this weekend here in Shelby.
Again, want to remind you how you can watch the broadcast this afternoon. Tell your family and friends, go to youtube.com and just search ClevelandCC, or you can go to C19 TV and follow the link to Cleveland Community College Yetis baseball as well to be able to check that out.
Yeah, and it's really a very, very good broadcast on YouTube TV.
Yep, let's go on the field for our national anthem. National anthem at Yetis Athletic Park. We're almost ready for the Cleveland Community College Yetis and the Knights of Surrey Community College this afternoon as the sun has poked out. A great Wednesday afternoon. Tim Foster and Andy Foster with you. Great to have you along. And Andy, as you see in the background of our shot there, as we said, the sun is beginning to poke out. And Andy, before we talk a little bit about some of our great individuals that have been so nice to support Yeti athletics and get ready for our first pitch. What about this home field advantage the Yetis have had? They come in today's game 7-3 here in this inaugural season of this park.
Yeah, they protected the home turf very well so far this season. The Yetis playing here at the athletic park, and they're looking forward to another good outing this beautiful afternoon here in late March.
Well, you see on the mound there Connor Sampers, the Beaufort, Georgia native. He'll be getting the start for the Yetis this afternoon, number 34. And as we prepare for that first pitch, I want to thank the CCC Foundation for its leadership support of Yeti Athletics. So many folks that have been a part of that. So big thanks to Richard and Mary Carroll, Richard Dees. Also a huge thanks to Dr. Jason and Lisa Hurst, Alan and Francis Nicely, Sharice and Keith Latham, Robert and Connie Queen. Big thanks also to assistant baseball coach Chris Sherrill, and Walter and Dawn Sperling, supporters of Yeti Athletics and this beautiful park. And great to be back. First time since March the 6th that the Yetis have played on their home field, and a big stretch of games coming up. And Andy, in the top of the first for the Knights, it's going to be leading off second baseman Nathan Childers, followed by Garrett Hamby, shortstop, and Ethan McLean, the first baseman, will be third here in the top half of the first as we see action getting ready to get underway. And again, great to have you along. And of course, for the Yetis, Andy, you're talking about a team that has played some pretty good ball as of late. Remember, already a couple of sweeps in region play this season over Southwest Virginia, over Guilford Tech. They won 2 out of 3 at Wake Tech last weekend as well.
Yeah, they have really got off to a great start for a squad that hasn't been playing baseball that long in this area in the junior college circuit.
No doubt. And remember, just 14 wins all of last year, 16-14 as we get ready for the first pitch here this afternoon.
Nathan Childers steps in, left-handed batter, and he fouls off the first pitch, strike one.
Looks like, Andy, the Surrey Community College Knights in their gray jerseys, blue helmets, blue numerals this afternoon.
Sampers ready with the 0-1. It's fouled off, and it's 0-2 to the leadoff hitter, Nathan Childers.
As we mentioned, Connor Sampers, the 5'10", 170-pounder from Beaufort, Georgia, starting pitcher for the Yetis this afternoon.
0-2 coming. Ground ball.
Sneathen.
And Sneathen makes the play at short. 1 out.
So Childers, the North Wilkesboro native, grounds out to start the game. That'll bring up Garrett Hamby, shortstop. Hamby from Granite Falls, played his high school ball at South Caldwell High School, Andy.
Now batting shortstop, Garrett Hamby.
We mentioned the Knights 7-17-1 on the season.
Hamby, the shortstop, right-handed batter, and he's up in the batter's box. And Sampers' pitch is in there, strike one. He's close to the plate and also up in the batter's box. Next pitch outside, 1-1 count.
Yetis 2-2 in their last 4 games. Coming into this afternoon. Good shot there of Hamby.
Pitch missed outside.
Yetis in their blue jerseys this afternoon and the white numerals, little green trim.
Pitch is high, and it's 3-1 to Hamby.
Hamby trying to be the first base runner of this afternoon's game.
3-1 coming.
And that's going to be a base hit down the left field line. You see it going to the wall, and that will be a double, Andy, for Hamby with 1 out, and he really rocketed that 3-1 pitch.
Yeah, he jumped on it and got it to the wall, and he is in scoring position with the double.
So Hamby in scoring position, and that will bring up Ethan McLean to the plate. McLean, the 6'2", 263-pounder from Blacksburg, South Carolina. Andy played at Blacksburg, just a little down the road here to our south, obviously.
He's a left-handed hitter. And the pitch, outside, ball 1.
So great to have you along this afternoon. If you're watching live on YouTube or the rebroadcast on C19 TV, who's celebrating their 40th anniversary here in 2022.
1-0. Fouled off. And it's 1-1. 1 out, runner at second. Top of the first inning. Sappers checks a runner, comes to the plate.
Ground ball to first.
First baseman's got it over to the pitcher covering.
He got him.
2 outs.
Good job. Yeah, excuse me, Andy. Good job by Sampers that time to get over to first. Runner in Hamby advances to third. And with a runner at third and 2 outs, that will bring up number 20, Will Gray from Mount Pleasant High School in Rockwell, North Carolina, the 5'11", 170-pound freshman.
Gray, the third baseman. Good stop by the catcher for the Yetis. Ball in the dirt.
That was a wall. I think he did a good job on that stop.
Sampers ready with the pitch. Missed inside. 2 outs, runner at third, top of the first with no score. Pitch from Sappers. Missed again. Looked like it was in the strike zone as far as height, but it might have been a little bit outside.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a strike on the inside corner. Next pitch, grounded to second. Second baseman's got it. Throw to first. In time for out 3.
So the Knights get a runner on, but are not able to advance him a half of an inning in the books, and it's a scoreless game as the Yetis will get ready to come to the plate. Hey, we want to remind you of the CCC Yetis raffle that is ongoing here at the college and in our community, sponsored by Safety Test. $5 per ticket. 2 items are going to be given away, which will include a DeWalt FlexVolt chainsaw and a steel electric blower. And from what I'm understanding with our athletic director, Chris Nanny, the drawing is going to be Game 2 of the Catawba Valley Series on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be held in, and you do not have to be present to win, so we invite folks to spend $5 and take your chances on winning. As we know, Andy, we're getting into that season of grass cutting, a little blowing, and it is upon us as we were talking about the infield starting to get a little greener here, but things are warming up slowly here in the Carolinas.
Yeah, and that is a couple of great prizes. The chainsaw.
Yeah, and the blower.
And the blower.
Yeah.
And, of course, it is becoming blowing season with the grass cutting chores, and the chainsaw, I could use that around my place to take care of a few limbs.
No doubt about that. Well, for the Yetis in the bottom half of the first, it will be Kel Sneathan, Darian Munoz, and Robert Moya. And, Andy, this is a team that has certainly done a good job with the bats. They've scored runs, and we've seen them progressively get better with their bats throughout the season.
Yeah, this is a club that can hit the baseball, and a club that can produce runs in tough situations we've seen so far this season, Tim.
Yep, and you see the starting pitcher for the Knights this afternoon is going to be Garrett Swink. Swink is the 6'2", 170-pounder from Albemarle, North Carolina, went to South Stanley High School, and he'll get the start this afternoon, and that'll bring Kel Sneathan to the plate. Sneathan, Andy, batting .327 on the year, 22 stolen bases, which is second on the squad. We know he's been active when he's got on bases.
Yeah, he's had a great start to this season, and he is a danger on the base paths for the Yetis.
There's Garrett Swink.
And the pitch outside, ball 1.
Sneathan, we mentioned the 22 stolen bases, batting .327. He's got a homer and 20 RBIs on the season. in that leadoff position.
Pitch is low, and it's 2-0 to Sneathen. Sneathen played his high school ball at RS Central High. 2-0. High.
And the Yetis and Coach Dawson would love to see Sneathen get on here right off the bat and try to put some pressure on this Knights defense.
3-0 coming. In there, and it's 3-1. To the leadoff hitter for the Yetis, Cale Sneathen. (3-1). Popped up right side, out of play.
Going over near the Yeti clubhouse area here at Yeti's Athletic Park. Good shot again of Garrett Swink, starting pitcher for Surrey.
Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And Sneathen leadoff walk, bottom of the first.
So that will bring up Darren Munoz.
Coming up to bat, number 7, Darren Munoz.
And Andy, what about Munoz leading this team average-wise .455 on the season?
Great start to the season for Munoz, Yeti's second baseman.
So let's see if Sneathen may be thinking about the steal on with nobody out. Bottom of the first, just underway, no score here at Yeti's Athletic Park.
And the pitch fouled off, strike 1.
Great to have you along this afternoon. It'll be great to have you with us this weekend for a big 3-game set with Catawba Valley Community College, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And we'll be talking a little bit more about those broadcasts coming up this weekend.
Next pitch fouled off third base side. Yeah, big series this weekend, and a series that the Yetis would love to get some great support behind them right here at the ballpark.
Yep, love to have the fans here. If you can't be here, you can watch the broadcast or do both, which a lot of folks do.
Ground ball. Up the middle, throw to second for the force play there, 1 out.
Yep, just not hit hard enough for a double play, but he did get Sneathen that second. So runner on first is Munoz. 1 on and 1 out. And here's Robert Moya, the number 3 batter. And Moya, Andy, comes in this afternoon. When you talk about Robert Moya, a guy that leads the team in home runs, 6 home runs on the season. And he's batting .338.
Pitch in the dirt, good stop by the catcher for Surrey. The Surrey Knights.
Moya 6 homers, 23 RBIs, and the .338 batting average. Another guy who's really hit the ball well this season.
Pitch swung on and miss.
Good pitch that time from Swink.
Big cut by Robert on that one. He was swinging for the fences there, Tim.
Yeah, he was looking for his 7th homer of the season.
Pitch in the dirt.
There goes the runner.
Going. And in there safely. The ball bounced away, or they might have had a chance to get it.
Yeah, I think they would have had a really good chance if it didn't get away, but that has certainly put Munoz in scoring position with 1 out for the Yetis here in the bottom half of the first. Big thanks to our whole production crew, producer director Greg Tillman, also Danny Morton in the truck, Randy Evans, Ben Swafford, our whole crew this afternoon, bringing you the sights and sounds of Yetis men's baseball. Great shot there of Robert Moya, who's getting back to the plate.
And those guys do a great job every telecast
No doubt.
Here at the ballpark.
The best in the business is that one. Boy, they want to strike there, Andy, but that's called a ball a little bit outside to Moya.
A tough pitch to take.
It really was.
There's a strike on the inside corner. I don't think Moya thought so.
Yeah.
He's having a word with the home plate umpire.
I was asking about that. Full count now, Andy. Big pitch here with a runner at second, 1 out.
Pitch to Moya. in the dirt outside, ball 4.
So that's the second walk of this inning for starting pitcher Garrett Swink, and Yetis have runners first and second with one out. Here's Mike Huber coming to the plate, Andy, and Huber, a big opportunity. Huber batting, another guy batting well, .353 on the season.
And a guy with a lot of power. Pitches low, ball 1 to Huber.
I tell you, Andy, 2 walks. You certainly don't want to get out of this inning without trying to get one across the plate. And a good start underway for the Yetis.
Pitch to low. Swink. Trying to work the corners.
Yeah, he's not gotten a lot of calls so far with those pitches.
Next pitch in the dirt.
3-0 to Huber, and remember Kyrus Dawson on deck, who's having a tremendous season for the Yetis, and he'd love to come up with bases full of Yetis.
Dawson, no doubt about it, one of the best players in this area.
Well, in Region 10, yeah.
Region 10. Pitch in there.
Yeah, he's. We'll talk a little bit about some of his stats when he comes to the plate here momentarily, but a big 3-1 pitch coming. Yetis runners first and second. One out, bottom of the first, no score. There's a base hit, Andy, into left. Runners coming home.
And the throw not in time.
And rough slide that time for Munoz, Andy, who is slow getting up, and good to see him on his feet as he is kind of making his way to the dugout slowly. But it's a 1-0 Cleveland Community College lead on the Huber RBI, and that will bring up Kyrus Dawson. Runners first and second, one out, and now 1-0 Yetis lead. What about Dawson, Andy? Kyrus Dawson, 30 stolen bases. This is the 31st game of the season for the Yetis. That he was in the top 10 nationally in Division II.
He's going to lay. Yeah, he's going to lay the butt down. Pitcher's got it. The throw to first.
Got him
in time.
Whoa, a great play by the pitcher that time. And we talk about his speed, and I was saying it, but as he laid that bunt down, Andy, and he's out, runners did advance, and now there's a discussion going on. Looks like, yeah, they're going to – I think Coach Dawson wants to just talk about this, Andy, because that was a bang-bang play at first. Coach Tyler Dawson, and now both umpires are going to confer. I was just going to say about Kyrus, Andy. He was in the top 10 in Division II junior college in stolen bases in the country just as of a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete, one of the toughest base runners you're going to see anywhere.
Yeah, that was certainly a bang-bang play. I don't know, Coach Dawson was discussing, did he beat it? Did maybe the foot came off the plate? So the umpires are discussing it, as you see on your screen.
Of course, we don't have a replay on that, but it looked to me maybe that his foot was off the bag when Dawson got there. But
yeah, they're going to stay safe.
Yep.
They're going to stay safe. And now Coach Tim Collins, Andy, of Surrey, is not going to be too happy about this. That was the discussion over there. He conferred with the home plate umpire, and so now instead of runners second, third, one out, we've got the bases loaded, but Coach Collins is not going to be happy about this. And certainly he's not happy after, Andy, the initial call was made as an out.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a delay. And that's one thing that I would like to see, and it's easier said than done financially, but I'd always kind of like to see 3 umpires. I mean, you talked about that at every level of baseball. You agree?
Yes, I do. But the umpires did confer, and after conferring on the play, he is safe at first.
Yep. So
that is Dawson.
So runners, bases loaded, I should say, with one out.
Number 9, Tyler Casiato.
And there's Tyler Casiato after Dawson, who initially was called. And now the umpire's having a word with the head coach, and I got to be careful on that. It's dugout to our left, Andy, if you're Surrey. A lot of jawing going on.
Ground ball to short, And it is a double play.
Great play to get out of what was a big jam, and Surrey's fired up. One inning in the book. The Yetis get one on the board, and after one, it's Cleveland Community College 1, the Knights of Surrey Community College nothing. We're back with more Yetis Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Find your voice at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp. Do you have something to say on air? Learn the skills to produce your own podcast. Own your vision and produce your own YouTube channel. Discover the magic of chroma key and be a part of producing and directing a C19 TV show. Keep your focus at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp, June 27th through 30th. Call Continuing Education at 704-669-4015.
Cleveland Community College has identified strengthening online learning as the topic for its quality enhancement plan. We're calling it SOUL. SOUL's 5-year implementation plan is focused on continuous improvement of online courses and promoting student success. We're excited for you to take this journey with us.
Well, we head to the top of the second, and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College lead the Community College Knights, Surrey Community College Knights, 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. And it will be the DH, Luke Welch, leading off for Surrey.
Another left-handed batter in this lineup for the Knights. I believe that is the third one already in this lineup.
And that first pitch from Sampers, Connor Sampers, was outside.
Next pitch swung on and missed, strike one, 1-1 to the DH Welch. Batting for the pitcher, Swink.
Big double play for Surrey there to end the bottom of the first to avoid any more damage being done. The Yetis put one on the board.
There's a fastball at the knees in there.
Welch, Andy, from Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Pitch is low.
Went to Mount Airy High School. I mean, you've been to a football game in Mount Airy.
And
I mean, it was cold that night, too.
Yeah, very cold, in the 20s that night. But that's a very nice athletic facility.
It's a gorgeous facility.
Pitch all the way to the backstop outside.
That one got away from Sampers that time. It's turned into a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here at Yetis Athletic Park, and great to have you along live on YouTube. A good job that time of Welch, Andy. He's the second Surrey Community College Knight to get on base by walk. And he's on with nobody out, and that'll bring up Zach DeVries, the left fielder, and DeVries, the Dacula, Georgia native, 5'11" sophomore. Seen both pitchers with have walked batters so far.
Breaking ball in there, strike one to DeVries, the left fielder. This is as sunny a day as we have had at the ballpark this season, Tim.
Yeah, weather not looking great tomorrow, and so I'm glad we're seeing some sun this afternoon.
Pitches in there. Didn't look too good this morning early.
Fog and rain, but it has turned into a beautiful afternoon. Rain in the forecast tomorrow. And then the weekend looks great for our 3-game series with Catawba Valley.
Pitch is high.
One on, nobody out here in the top of the second. A 1-0 Yetis lead over the Knights.
Fly ball.
Nice catch by Dawson.
Right field, deep right field.
Great play by Kyrus Dawson, as it looked like initially that may get over his head, but used good speed for out number one. And that'll bring to the plate Kyle Breland, the center fielder.
That was a liner to right, and it carried pretty well. Dawson, with his speed, able to get there to make the catch.
Breland 5'10", 170-pounder from Ackworth, Georgia.
The center fielder. Strike one to Breland.
Yeah, he didn't like that call. That was low in the strike zone, but got the call that time, fortunately for Sampers.
Strike two at the knees. Great pitch again from Sampers. The 0-2 just missed inside. Another tough pitch to take if you're the batter.
Yeah, good job that time from Breland. Surrey Community College runner at first, one out, top of the second.
Sampers with the pitch, grounded to second. And they get the force play at second base.
Yeah, again, hit kind of soft. There's no way you were going to get the double play, especially with Breland's speed. So they get the runner at second, two down with the runner at first, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Peyton Wall. Wall, the 5'9", 195-pounder from East Bend, North Carolina, went to Forbush High School. And now looking at two outs, so Andy.
Sampers ready to work, and it's on the inside corner. Strike one.
Good shot there, Peyton Wall.
Oh, 1. Fouled off. 0-2.
A little hit and run activity, but he did foul it off. At the bottom of the inning, or after this top half, we'll be looking at our upcoming broadcast schedule live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. What's coming up in the month of April, including, as we mentioned, a big series this weekend. But we'll check out some big games that'll be happening right here at Yetis Athletic Park, where the Yetis are 7-3 on the season, trying to get that 8th win of the season at home this afternoon.
Sampers pitch. Fouled off.
Just got a piece. I mentioned Sanders, Connor Sanders, starting pitcher for the Yetis from Buford, Georgia.
Sampers with the pitch low. 2 outs, a runner at first, and no score.
And I believe that's a 2-2 count now. 2 Wall.
Right. Two from Sampers. Hangs up high. Wall, the catcher for Cleveland Community College, is a tall young man.
Yes,
Sam.
he is.
I think we talked about it before. He's as tall a catcher as I've seen in a while. And he strikes out the batter. Sampers does.
Sampers gets Wall to end the inning, and runner will stay at first to end the inning. So an inning and a half in the books, and Cleveland Community College leads Surrey Community College 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. And, hey, let's take a look at our upcoming home broadcast schedule of Yeti men's baseball live on YouTube. And as we mentioned, you can always check out these games as well, I believe, on Wednesday nights and on the weekends on C19 TV. And there it is, Andy, April 2nd, 3rd this weekend. We'll have 2 games, the 1 o'clock game. Rob Roop and Paul Foster will have versus Catawba Valley Community College. Yourself, Guy Sutter, will have the 4 o'clock game Saturday afternoon, and I'll be back with Rob Roop for the Sunday afternoon game. And what about that matchup, April 13th? Gaston Community College, 27-1 right now. They'll be here at Yetis Athletic Park. There's Florence Darlington on April 24th. Gaston's back here on April 27th. And then, Andy, we end the home regular season schedule with Wake Tech, a team that Yetis, I mentioned, won 2 out of 3 up near Winston-Salem a couple weeks ago. Wake Tech will be in town. So a lot of big games right here at this park in the month of April and early May.
And those games with Gaston certainly are big ball games for both squads. in Region 10 later on this, or rather next month. Not
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah, well, this month, next month starts in 2 days,
Yeah.
so we're getting close. And Andy, what about two teams in Region 10 still nationally ranked? Patrick Henry was 21st this weekend. We know that the Eddies beat them a game this past weekend up in Martinsville, Virginia. And then, of course, Gaston Community College ranked 7th in the country with that 27-1 record. Now, one thing you got to remember about the playoffs, Andy, Gaston will not be eligible because it's year one for the playoffs. So 4 teams get in Region 10 West, 4 from the East, and I believe right now the Eddies are in that 3rd or 4th position. So every game is really big.
It really is, and those playoff games are certainly going to be very competitive, especially with Gaston not eligible to participate this season.
No doubt about it. So leading off here in the bottom of the second for the Eddies is Tico Barrera. As Tico leads off this bottom of the second, and that first pitch, Andy, gets away from starting pitcher Garrett Swink.
Is that Janelle
Barrera, excuse
Yeah.
me, not Tico, Janelle Barrera. My apologies. And when we're talking about Andy, Janelle Barrera, the young man that is the 6 foot, 180-pound right-handed batter. So Janelle Barrera, leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second.
center fielder. Pitch missed high.
And, when you look at Barroa, Andy, his numbers batting .333 on the season. 14 RBIs.
On the inside corner in there. Pitch is outside and a walk issued to Barrera.
And I believe, Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the 4th walk of the game for Swink now?
Number 49, Acacia Wall.
It is the 3rd.
3rd walk, so that will bring up Micaiah Wall with 1 on, nobody out. You mentioned Wall, the catcher, and Wall's first at bat. Wall, Andy, about 6'5", 6'6".
At least. Pitch is high and inside, ball 1. Wall does a good job behind the plate defensively.
Yeah, well, Wall has not played that catcher position a lot, Andy. This is only, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd start of the year at catcher.
I had seen him previous game this season behind the plate.
Yes.
Dan?
Yeti's up 1-0, got 1 on, nobody out, 1 on base.
There's a strike right down the middle.
Yeah, good pitch by Swink.
Runner at first, nobody out. Bottom of the second, still no score. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled off. This Yeti squad has been a running team all season.
Yeah, you look at their stats. They have stolen a lot of bases. They have scored runs. Where they certainly have had their struggles, Andy, this year when they've had them. Have been pitching and some errors that have hurt them. In Region 10 action especially. Great base hit.
Yeah. Opposite field, base hit to right field, and the runner.
He's going to head to 3rd. And here goes Wall to 2nd. He's going to be picked off.
Yeah, they got him.
Yeah, that was he really took a big risk there and tried to sneak in there at second base, but Surrey did a good job defensively to get him at second. So the runner in Barroa, Andy's at 3rd, but now 1 out.
Wall trying to stretch it into a double, and he was just a little bit slow getting in there on the slide, so he's tagged out at second, but Barroa goes to 3rd base in scoring position.
And that's going to bring up Jack McKinney with a big opportunity already. Yet he's 1-0 lead. McKinney, the Rutherfordton native, at the plate.
Left fielder. And it's in there, strike 1 to McKinney, the number 9 hitter for the Eddies.
McKinney, 6'2", 180-pounder, as we mentioned, from Rutherfordton, played at RS Central High School. But a base hit here could give the Eddies an early 2-0 lead. Ball gets away. Here comes the runner.
Barroa comes in, for the score.
Yeah, that one just got under the catcher's glove, and on the pass ball, it's a 2-0 lead now for Cleveland Community College. And that's a big pitch, and Andy, that shows you the advantage again on that hit and run to get Barrera to third where he had that opportunity.
Yeah. A good piece of hitting by Wall opposite field to get Barrera around to third, and then he comes in on that ball that got by the catcher, pitch outside there.
Yeah, and it gets by the catcher as well, and so McKinney steps out and headed back to the plate.
And Swink, some control problems here in the second inning. 2-0 Yetis. Pitch swung on a miss.
Good pitch that time by Garrett Swink. We mentioned with Swink, Andy, the young man, the starting pitcher from Albemarle, North Carolina, went to South Stanley High School.
Next pitch low.
Full count now to McKinney.
One out.
There's a base hit. It's going to get out into left field, and McKinney's going to stay at first. Great piece of hitting on the 3-2 pitch. McKinney's on base with one out. And Andy, that'll bring back to the top of the order Kel Sneathen. And you always like to have Sneathen at the plate with a runner on.
Sneathen, clutch hitting this year for the Yetis.
We mentioned came in batting .327 to this afternoon's game. There's a good shot there, McKinney. Jack McKinney at first.
Pitch in there, strike one. Sneathen grounded out in the first inning. Two hits in the inning for Cleveland Community. Ball bounces in front of the plate. Good stop by the catcher for Surrey.
Yeah, we've seen two hits. We've seen a walk. And we've seen the Yetis get another run across, as we mentioned, to take this 2-0 lead. They'd love to add to that here in the bottom of the second. There is another base hit.
Right field.
Runner's headed to third, and McKinney.
And he's in safely at third base. Runners on the corners.
Third hit in this bottom of the second for the Yetis, and they've got runners first and third, still one out. And an opportunity, Andy, to possibly have a big inning as Darian Munoz comes to the plate, and he's got a chance to do that.
Munoz walked and scored the first Yetis run last inning. Pitch is low, and there goes the runner to second.
Sneathen, Andy, that's his 23rd stolen base of the season as he gets two runners in scoring position now for the Yetis.
One-0. Fouled off.
Andy Yetis, really some good hitting, good pop to their bats in this inning, and a base hit here could really put the Knights in trouble early in this ball game this afternoon.
Pitch is high and inside. We're beginning to see how beautiful this park's going to be with the green grass this year. The stadium has much greener grass now than it did when we first started our telecast this year.
There's a grounder to third.
Throw to first in time as they hold the runner at third base.
Nice play defensively. That's a huge out for Surrey Community College. Two down now with runners second and third, and Robert Moya will come to the plate. And I tell you, Andy, this is a pivotal part of the game. A base hit, you could be looking at a 3-4-0 game. If you're Surrey, you get out of this with down just two runs, you're still feeling pretty good about yourself.
That is correct. Moya walked last inning.
There's a great shot of McKinney at third, Sneathen at second.
Pitch is low. Ball one. to Moya.
We mentioned Moya's power this year with the 6 home runs.
Next pitch outside. 2-0 Yetis. 2 outs. Runners second and third. Bottom of the second inning. Pitch is low. Good eye by Moya.
Mike Huber on deck if Moya can get on base.
Swink with the pitch. High, ball 4.
They're loaded.
Bases are jammed for the cleanup hitter, Mike Huber. Base hit last inning.
We know Huber's power, and he's got a chance to really open this one up. A big at-bat here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 Yetis lead. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Mike Huber at the plate.
Pitch on the inside corner, strike 1 to Huber.
Huber from Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania.
The 0-1. Breaking ball misses. That just missed.
Yeah, some of the Surrey faithful thought that was strike 2. 1-1 count.
1-1 is in there, and it's 1-2.
And Huber didn't like that call, Andy, but big pitch here coming from Garrett Swink of Surrey to try to get out of this inning.
Pitch just missed inside.
Sandy, every other pitch, we've seen the catcher say something to the umpire. We've seen the batter say something, so these pitches are very close.
2-2 missed inside. Full count.
So big pitch, and again, Andy, the catcher asking about that pitch. But here's a big 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded.
Runners will be going with 2 outs. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 3 for out 3.
And Surrey gets out of a big jam, only giving up 1 run, 2 innings in the books. The Yetis lead Surrey 2-0. And, of course, you're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Welcome to Meet Me at the Movies. I am Noel T. Man in the second, hanging out with a bunch of cool folks.
Like Glenn from The Walking Dead.
The Critics' Choice Scholar. Christian is not with us this week because he was smart.
Tim, how are you doing back over there on the Tim Cam?
Tim Cam.
Love is eternal.
Love is eternal.
Knows no date.
It knows no date. Keep
Which means we can run this more than once.
That's exactly right.
Oh, look at he's celebrating.
He's celebrating.
Ragnarok. Was there a band called Striper?
Yes.
Really was?
Yes, absolutely. I have no idea. I just made that up.
Head to the top of the third. The Yetis of Cleveland Community College lead the Knights of Surrey Community College 2-0, and it will be Landon Jackson, the left-handed batter, leading off for Surrey here in the top of the third, Andy.
And the pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. I believe that is the 5th left-handed batter in this lineup today for the Knights.
Yetis left the bases loaded, not able to add more to that 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second.
0-1, swung and a miss, strike two. 0-2 to Jackson.
Jackson, 6 foot, 185-pounder from Elkin, North Carolina, and went to Elkin High School.
Oh, 2 foul back in the screen.
And as you can see, if you're watching the broadcast this afternoon, or as you're watching the broadcast, a beautiful afternoon here on the campus of Cleveland Community College for the Yetis and the Knights. And great to have you along on YouTube Live.
0-2.
Looked like you went there, Andy.
He checked his swing.
Ooh.
And the bases umpire said he did not go around. Another close one there.
Connor Sampers on the mound for the Yetis.
1-2 to Jackson.
Great play at third. Andy Huber just, that rocket came right to him, and he made it a pretty simple play for out number 1 here in the top of the third.
So 1 down, back to the top of the order, and the batter is Nathan Childers, who grounded out to short in the first inning. And the pitch, low, ball 1 to Childers. Second baseman for the Knights of Surrey Community College. Pitch is low and inside. Quickly 2-0 to the leadoff hitter, Childers.
Again, big thanks to our whole production crew, producer-director Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Randy Evans, Ben Swafford, all bringing you these wonderful pictures and sounds. As a grounder to Sneathen, Andy.
Long throw from short. It was hit deep in the hole, but Sneathen makes the play, 2 outs.
And I tell you, Andy Sneathen, one of the better defenders in this Region 10, has had a great season. Another nice play for out number 2, and that will bring up Garrett Hamby to the plate, the shortstop for the Knights.
Hamby doubled in the first inning. In fact, that's the only hit for Surrey so far.
We mentioned Andy Hamby played his baseball at South Caldwell, and you're talking about a program that's had a lot of good baseball teams and Legion teams through the years, through that area.
Pitch on the outside corner in there.
We know how good Caldwell County is in Legion ball and South Caldwell at the high school level.
Pitch missed low. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 Yetis. Top of the third inning. Pitch low and inside. 2-2 count.
Yeah, McLean on deck if Hamby can get on here in the top of the third.
2-2 coming.
There's a shot. And nice play by the center fielder that time, Andy, to end the top half of the third. 2.5 innings have been played, and our score still remains. The Yetis of Cleveland Community College leading Surrey Community College tonight 2-0. And, Andy, let's take a look at upcoming in the month of April. You know, we think about political season. We think about, it's hard to believe, but primary season. And Cleveland Community College and C19 TV are going to be bringing you a couple of live forums, and you can check those out. The Cleveland County Commissioners Forum will occur, that's a Thursday night, April 21st, 6:30, live from our Bailey Center studios. Limited seating, but if you'd love to come join us, we'd love to have you. Or you can watch it, of course, online, C19.tv or live on C19 TV. And also the Cleveland County Board of Education Candidates Forum will be at 8 p.m. that night. And the same, obviously, set up there in the Bailey Center. And, Andy, you know, when you get into April, you got midterms, and before we know it, it will be the November election season. It's hard to believe we're even talking about that already.
I know. It is coming up in a hurry here in 2022. And those forums are always very informative, and I think a must for our audience to see when we are in election season.
Yeah, and one change that we are excited that we're going to have it right there in the studio in the Bailey Center that for the first time ever. And we're excited about that. A lot of work has been put together, so we invite you to check that out. As we head to the bottom half of the third, and it will be Kyrus Dawson leading off for the Yetis, who have a 2-0 lead. Dawson will be followed by Tyler Casiado and Janelle Baroa here in the bottom of the third.
Dawson base hit and the first. Swink with the pitch.
Quick grounder to third.
And the throw in time to get Dawson.
Yeah, nice play that time. Will Gray, Andy's done a great job at third base defensively already this afternoon for Surrey Community College. So one down. And here's Tyler Casiado, the DH.
And Tyler hit into a double play to end the bottom of the first inning. Pitch is high, ball one.
Yetis, as we mentioned, those blue jerseys, white pants, the white numerals, and green trim this afternoon.
Next pitch high.
Trying to go to 8-3 at home this season in their inaugural season of this beautiful park. Andy, you were talking about that during the break, just how beautiful this park is to come watch baseball.
Pitch misses. I guess high.
Yeah, Swink wanted that one as he kind of gets composed on the mound.
Yetis have a lot of uniform combinations.
A lot of options, no doubt.
That pitch missed, and it's a walk issued. 1-out walk to Casiado.
And we've seen walks in every inning from Swink. There's Danielle Baroa coming to the plate with 1 on and 1 out, as Andy mentioned. And Yetis certainly want to add to this 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning.
Baroa walked and later scored last inning. Pitch in the outside corner, strike one.
So great to have you along live this afternoon on YouTube. And again, for folks that want to find the broadcast, just go to YouTube and search ClevelandCC, or you can go to our C19.TV page and follow the link to watch Yeti men's baseball all season long. The home games right here from Yeti's Athletic Park.
1-1's low, ball bounces away, and into second base is Casiado.
So he's in scoring position with 1 out. Talked about Janelle Baroa came in this afternoon batting .333 on the season.
Pitch is fouled off by Baroa. Yetis center fielder.
He made that nice play to end the top of the third just a few minutes ago.
If you're the opposition, you do not want Baroa on the base pass as well as
that hit him.
Yeah, Baroa hit by the pitch.
Hit him in his left arm, and so runners now first and second with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Micaiah Wall. There's Wall's chance, Andy. Already base hit his first at bat, and here comes there's Tim Connors, head coach of Surrey Community College, coming out to the mound, and we'll see here if this is going to be a discussion or I don't think we're looking at pitch and change, but we could be here, Andy, I think. See if that's the case.
Well, it's a 2-0 ball game, and I do not think that Surrey wants to give up anything else in this inning, especially when you begin to walk or hit batters.
No, and it's a crucial point of the game, and here comes our head umpire out. As Wall will be the batter, as we mentioned.
Wall's got his hand on his hip. He's ready to go.
And it looks like they're going to keep Swink on the mound as of now. I think it was a long discussion that went on about that.
And the coach of Surrey, a few choice words for the home plate.
He's still upset
umpire.
about that bottom of the first inning, I believe. So here's Micaiah Wall with runners first and second. We mentioned Wall base hit, his first at bat.
Micaiah Wall at the plate, right-handed hitter. And the pitch
Lay down the bunt.
is fouled off down the third base line. Third baseman makes sure it stays foul.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Gray to get on it as it was foul.
A lot of times that ball will come back in.
Yeah, you want to get on it quickly. You never know.
I think Wall was trying to catch him napping on that attempt.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Next pitch, nope. The pitcher turns and looks the runner back to the bag at second base. That is Casiato. One out, runners first and second. And the
He's
bunt
going to get the bunt down.
The pitcher picks it up, throws to first, but the sacrifice executed by Wall. Nice effort.
Yeah, Wall's had a nice game this afternoon. Runners second, third now with 2 outs. And there's Jack McKinney.
McKinney, base hit last inning. Base hit here, could played a couple of runs for the Yetis.
There you see our score, 2-0 Yetis lead, bottom of the third, but a chance again to add to that. Remember, Andy, back in the second, they had them loaded 2 outs, and we're not able to add to this lead. Let's see if McKinney can do that here in the bottom of the third.
Pitch on the way, fouled off, strike one. Beautiful afternoon for baseball at the Yetis Athletic Complex. Nestled in here on the campus at Cleveland Community Team.
No doubt about it.
Pitch is in there at the knees.
Very first game in this brand new park back on February 12th, and what a weekend that was. With Patrick and Henry, Community College.
Next pitch fouled off. McKinney hangs in there.
Yeah, staying alive. He's in the hole, but stayed alive there.
2 outs, runners second and third for the Yetis. Up 2-0. Swink with the pitch. Misses inside. Swink has had a lot of pitches that are right on the borderline here today. Next pitch, called strike 3 for out 3.
So the Knights get out of another jam here in the bottom of the third, 3 in the books. It's a 2-0 Cleveland Community College Yetis lead over Surrey Community College. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Education is our most powerful tool to improve and change our world. Hi, I'm Rhonda Benfield, your host for School Matters. Join me for a new program every other week with information from and about the students and staff of Cleveland County Schools. Discover what our schools are doing to challenge students and help them reach their full potential. You can catch us on Spectrum Cable Channel 19 or stream us live on c19.tv.
Well, we welcome you back live on the campus of Cleveland Community College, and we head to the top half of the fourth inning as the Yetis have a 2-0 lead over the Knights of Surrey Community College. And Andy, the new pitcher for the Yetis here in the top half of the fourth is Caleb Loeffner, as we saw our previous pitcher, Connor Sampers, go 3 innings for the Yetis.
Yeah, Loeffner is the new pitcher, right-hander for the Cleveland Community College Yetis here in the fourth inning.
And we thank you guys in the truck. We couldn't hear each other there momentarily, but we are back. And Loeffner, there you see number 24 will get the start here in the fourth with the Yetis 2-0 lead. But Andy, you got to give Surrey credit. They have gotten out of a couple of gems. This certainly could be much bigger than a 2-0 Yetis lead.
Yeah, the Yetis have left several men on already in this ball game, and a lot of times it can come back to haunt you, Tim.
So here's Ethan McLean to lead off for Surrey here in the top half of the fourth.
Grounded out in the first inning, and he swings and misses. Strike one from Loeffner. Good fastball from Caleb there. Oh, 1 outside.
Loeffner, 6'4", 260-pounder from Fletcher, North Carolina. And he's done a great job when he's had the opportunity to be on the mound this season for the Yetis.
Pitch is low. With his size and weight, I wonder if he hasn't been on a football field or two.
Could have been in in that area through the years, no doubt.
Pitch is swing on a miss. Next pitch, line foul down the right field line.
Yeah, that was a shot, but went foul quickly for McLean.
That one hung up on McLean.
Yeah, the Loeffner's got fortunate that time, Andy, that it wasn't hit down that first base line.
Next pitch, swung on a miss. Strike 3, 1 down. Strikeout for Caleb Loeffner.
So a good pitch from Loeffner, 1 down. That'll bring up Will Gray, third baseman for the Knights of Surrey Community College here in the top of the fourth.
He grabbed it out to second in the top half of the first inning today.
We mentioned Gray from Rockwell, North Carolina, played his high school ball at Mount Pleasant High School.
Pitch outside, ball 1.
The Knights in their gray uniforms and blue numerals, blue helmets this afternoon.
There's a ground ball.
No, it's actually popped, and it's going to stay fair. And he just kind of got a piece of that, and it just fell out into left field. Didn't hit it hard, but just put it where it needed to be. A good piece of hitting there from Will Gray, and he's on with 1 out here in the top of the fourth, and that'll bring up Luke Welch, the DH.
A little Texas leaguer for Gray there.
So he's on. Welch now the tying run at the plate with 1 out. And that first pitch a little bit outside.
That was the first, or rather the second hit in the ball game for Surrey. Pitch inside.
2-0 all of a sudden now to Welch. And that Surrey defense, Andy, has kept them in the game. They're looking for that big offensive inning here.
Pitch outside.
3-0 count.
Loeffner's pitch. Check swing, and it's ball 4.
So now the tying runs at first. Runners first and second for Surrey Community College, and Zach DeVries, Andy, the left fielder, comes to the plate. A big hit here, and we could see Surrey right back in this ball game.
DeVries lined out to right field in the second.
So Loeffner got the strikeout and then a base hit and a walk, and Surrey a couple runners on.
Pitch misses from Loeffner, ball 1.
Yetis lead at 2-0, top of the 4th.
One-zero ground ball.
There's second.
To first.
No, safe at first. So good hustle that time, Andy, by DeVries to get to first base. So 2 out, but runners first and third. And that makes this at bat by Kyle Breland, the center fielder, big for the Knights, but now 2 outs.
Fielder's choice for DeVries, and Kyle Breland steps in. Fielder's choice in the second. Loeffner's pitch, high, ball 1.
Two 2-0 Yetis lead, but Surrey threatening here in the top of the 4th with runners first and third, 2 outs.
1-0. Hopped out of play.
Yep.
Right field side.
Went over there near the PA area, Andy, where they get the place jamming and rocking, and some great announcements throughout the game for our fans.
There's a strike.
Now it's 1-2. Big pitch here coming from Loeffner to try to get out of this top of the 4th inning.
Runners first and second with 2 outs.
Actually, first and third, yeah.
Yeah, actually, first and third. And a good stop by the catcher for the
Wall.
Yetis, Wall.
Yeah, Wall's had a nice game here, Andy, defensively and offensively so far.
Wall, with that height, has a lot of wingspan behind the plate defensively. Ball gets off the mid as I say that, and here comes a run from third.
Was that the old broadcaster's jinx, Andy?
Yep, I jinxed him.
So it's a 2-1 game as the ball got away, and just like that, we talked about the Yetis' missed opportunities to add to this lead, and now it's a 2-1 game. Runner advanced to second, so you've got the tying run at second now with 2 outs, and the Yetis' lead cut to 1.
Gray came in to score the first run for Surrey today.
There's a base hit. The runner's hand is going to come home. Here's a throw to home, and we have got a tied game.
Yes, sir.
As runner comes home from second, and Andy, the extra pitches come back to hurt the Yetis, and good at-bats for Surrey Community College. Huge there, and it's a 2-2 ball game. And they just kind of played a little small ball to eventually get those 2 runs.
They did. Breland drives in the second run, and it is a tie ball game, top of the 4th inning.
2-2 game, and that'll bring up Peyton Wall, the catcher.
Lines 1 foul out of play, right field side.
I tell you, Andy, Loeffner a couple of different times there was 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Could not do it, and that pass ball hurt, and then a big, big hit there from Breland.
Pitch swung and miss.
Two-two game now, top of the 4th. A good one here this afternoon at Yetis Athletic Park. 0-2 count coming to Peyton Wall.
Lofner, the 0-2 inside. And it's 1-2. The batter Wall, I should say, he struck out swinging in the second inning.
5'9", 195-pounder.
There's called strike 3, 4 out 3.
3.5 in the books, but a big top of the fourth. 2 come across for the Knights, and we've got a tie game after 3.5. Cleveland Community College, Surrey Community College tied at 2-2. And Andy, we talked about this weekend and sports. We've got a big series with Catawba Valley Community College. But I tell you, if you're a basketball fan, let's change sports a little bit. And Charlotte Observer, as you see, our score 2-2. Charlotte Observer, Andy said yesterday, the North Carolina Duke game, national semifinal, the biggest game ever between North Carolina teams coming up on Saturday night. Of course, you're a longtime Duke fan. I've been a North Carolina fan, of course, along with a Yeti fan, and your granddaughter, my daughter, a UNC Wilmington freshman. We love the Seahawks as well. But it's going to be something on Saturday night, I think you would agree, something we thought we may never would see in college basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be a spectacular presentation, and I would think it will have one of the biggest audiences of all time for college basketball in the NCAA tournament.
You got to think in the South, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But probably the rest of the country. What do you think about that other game, national semifinal with Kansas and Villanova on Saturday night?
That's a good one, too, and you would think that Villanova wants to control the tempo and knock off Kansas, but that's going to be an interesting ball game, the other semifinal.
Of course, North Carolina and Duke. Carolina and Duke in game one. Duke blowout win at Chapel Hill, and then Carolina surprised a lot of people in Coach K's last game in Durham when they won by double-digit win for Duke. That game was over in the first 5 minutes at Chapel Hill, and then Carolina had a strong last 10 minutes. Both teams are playing really well right now. They're going into Saturday night.
Well, you got to be playing well if you've got all the way to the national semifinals, but it's going to be a historic night for both Duke and Carolina fans Saturday night.
And me and you both will be taking extra blood pressure medicine. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Double dose.
Double doses on Saturday night because we've got baseball mixed in with that. What a weekend it's going to be of sports, not only there but right here at the Yetis Athletic Park. We head to the bottom of the fourth, a 2-2 game now, and Andy, it'll be the Yetis leading off with their leadoff man, Cale Sneathen, here in the bottom of the fourth.
Cale, 1 for 1 with a walk. He had a single in the second.
Still on the mound is Garrett Swink, who's done a good job, even under some adversity. Yetis had bases loaded, in the bottom of the second, and were not able to add to the lead. And then they had runners second and third with 2 outs, getting out in the third. That's a fair ball, third base side. Sneathen's going to go for 2.
Sneathen headed to second base, and they're standing up with a double.
Great piece of hitting as the Yetis have seen that 2-0 lead evaporate to a tie game, and they've got off to a good start here in the bottom of the fourth with the leadoff double from Cale Sneathen. And here's Darian Munoz coming to the plate.
Munoz on by a fielder's choice and later scored in the first, and he grounded out in the second. And he jumps on the pitch.
It's called it. Great catch out in left field that time, Indy, on a hard hit ball. DeVries made a nice play, so gets the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Sneathen obviously will be still at second base.
And here's Robert Moya. Moya has walked twice.
Let's say a Moya base hit here could give the Yetis back the lead. If you're just joining us, a 2-2 game, bottom of the fourth. Yetis have a runner at second, 1 out.
Pitch high, ball 1 to Moya. Runner at second with 1 out. And the pitch, a breaking ball in there.
Good pitch that time from starting pitcher Garrett Swink, the right-hander.
Very vocal dugout for the Yetis as usual.
And the ball gets into right. Here comes Sneeden. And he'll score.
The throw is cut off. And the Yetis take the lead 3-2.
Moya with the RBI. It's a big one. Just couldn't grab the ball that time, Andy. Looked like the Knights had a shot at it. Couldn't get to it. And now the Yetis on the Moya RBI lead at 3-2, and that's going to be it. Pitching change. Guys, let's take a break in the truck, and we'll come back and see who the new pitcher will be as we head in the bottom of the fourth to a pitching change, 3-2 lead. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
At CCC, we're all about training students for exciting careers. Our Barber Academy is a great example. Did you know jobs for barbers, stylists, and other related fields are increasing? Competition for the best jobs will be strong. With your CCC training, you'll have a definite edge. Our courses give you the skills and knowledge you need to sit for North Carolina's Apprentice Barber exam. To move up the ladder, you need at least 1 year of on-the-job training before you take the state's registered barber exam. If you pass, it's official. You'll be a registered barber. While private barber schools can cost $10,000 or more, CCC makes it affordable. Plus, you can complete our Barber Academy in only 15 months. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Between your job, your family, and other demands on your time, life can get pretty hectic. So we want you to take time for yourself. Hi, I'm Jennifer Harrell, and I want you to join me for your health. Each month, the Cleveland County Health Department and C19 TV will explore topics that affect you and your family's health. We'll discuss the importance of exercise, a healthy diet, and regular health screenings and checkups. From fitness tips to warning signs to the latest healthcare news. For Your Health will help keep you in shape and up to date in Cleveland County. We want you to be your best, so join us each month for Your Health, right here on Spectrum Cable and online, c19.tv.
Well, we welcome you back on the campus of Cleveland Community College. As you see in the bottom of the fourth, a pitching change has been made, and it's been made because the Yetis have taken a 3-2 lead over Surrey Community College. And Andy, the new pitcher on the mound, as you see, Noah Caldwell, the 6-foot, 170-pounder from Lake Norman, North Carolina, played his high school ball at Bandy's, and he'll be the second pitcher of the day for Surrey.
And he comes in to face the cleanup hitter for the Yetis, Michael Huber. 1 for 2 base hit and the first inning. Pitches outside.
Robert Moya at first, who had the RBI to give the Yetis the lead again at 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. And so Huber at the plate with 1 on, 1 out. We saw on the top of the fourth, Surrey put a couple on the board to tie this game.
Huber a base hit in the first inning. Pitch outside.
Caldwell, a sophomore for this Knight squad.
Pitch is low.
3-0 count now to Huber.
Dawson on deck. .3-0 coming. Called strike. Huber taking.
First and only meeting of the season between Cleveland and Surrey Community College here this season.
3-1 outside, ball 4.
Yep, that's low, and so now Moya to second, Huber to first, runners first and second with 1 out, and that'll bring up Kyrus Dawson. And Dawson an opportunity, Andy, here to add to this 3-2 Yetis lead, bottom of the fourth. There you see a good shot of Kyrus, who's had a tremendous season. We mentioned 30 stolen bases on the season, came in batting .320 into today's game.
Had a base hit in the first inning.
Here's a hard hit ball left field. It's going to be called. Let's see if the runner tags. Moya's going to tag. Thought about it, and then
he's going to hold.
Yep. So Dawson was looking first pitch that time, Andy, and hit it hard, but Ended up being an easy play for the left fielder that time, DeVries. And so runners now, first and second, 2 outs. And here's Tyler Casiato coming to the plate with 2 outs.
Casiato 0 for 1 with a walk. Hit into a double play to end the first inning and then walked in the third. Missed outside, ball 1. Runners first and second. Now 2 outs for the Yetis. A run and 3-2 Cleveland Community in front of Surrey Community. Ground ball. To short, though.
Got him at second.
At second for out 3.
Yeah, nice play to end the inning. 4 in the books, but the Yetis regained the lead. They lead it over Surrey now 3-2. And you're watching Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
These days, having a secure job really matters. Take plumbing, for instance. No matter what's going on with the economy, there will always be a need for professional plumbers to fix problems, help finish a new home or renovation, and make sure the plumbing works just right. Plus, professional plumbers can make a very good living. CCC offers what you need to get going with your career as a plumber. We have a certificate program to give you top-notch residential plumbing skills and knowledge of code requirements. Our program can give you the technical know-how and skills to handle residential and some big commercial projects. You learn how to lay, install, and maintain piping fixtures and systems for gas, hot water, drainage, sprinkling, and plumbing processing systems in any environment. Job security, good pay, professional status. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Hi, I'm Megan Pope, your host of Woman to Woman, a show about women for women. Each month we feature guests that highlight topics that focus on self-care, health, and well-being, and a variety of other topics for women young and well-seasoned here in Cleveland County. So join me right here on Woman to Woman on C19 TV and C19.TV, a broadcast service of Cleveland Community College.
Welcome you back to the campus of Cleveland Community College and Yeti Athletics Park. And after 4 innings of play, you see the Yetis of CCC leading the Surrey Community College Knights 3-2. Tim Foster, Andy Foster with you, and great to have you along live on YouTube on this Wednesday afternoon. And Andy, the third pitcher of the game is in for the Yetis. He's getting his final warm-ups as he'll start the 5th. That's Quentin Romo, the right-handed pitcher for Cleveland Community College, with the Yetis holding on to this 3-2 lead.
Romo, third pitcher of the day for the Yetis, right-hander.
And leading off for Surrey Community College here to start the top of the 5th will be the right fielder Landon Jackson, followed by Nathan Childers and Garrett Hamby. As a good defensive play by Surrey. We've seen a couple of good plays, kept that lead from expanding for Cleveland, and that's one thing, Andy, we were talking about during the break. Surrey defensively has made some big plays in this game so far.
Really been solid defensively to keep this a one-run game. 3-2 Yetis. Jackson 0 for 1, lined out to third in the third inning.
It showed bunt there, but it was low, so a 1-0 count to Landon Jackson from Elkin, North Carolina.
Fly ball.
Center fielder.
Shallow center field.
Yeah, easy play for the center fielder there for 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And here comes the leadoff batter, Nathan Childers, with 1 down. At the end of this half inning, we will look at some of the great programs that are part of C19 television each and every day and talk a little bit about C19 TV's 40th anniversary in 2022.
Pitch outside, ball 1 to the leadoff hitter, Nathan Childers. He's 0 for 2, grounded out to short twice this afternoon.
Good shot of Childers.
Pitch is low. Romo briefly off the rubber, now back up ready to work. And the pitch.
It's going to drop in.
Base hit.
That's it. It looked like initially that the Yetis may have had a shot at it, but a nice piece of hitting, and Childers is the tying run at first. And that'll bring Garrett Hamby to the plate. So 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Hamby 1 for 2, doubled back in the first inning. Romo's pitch. Strike 1. Romo, a quick worker.
Yeah, Romo, 6'2", 220-pounder from Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
There's a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, nice pitch there, and quickly has gotten Hamby in an 0-2 hole.
1 out with a runner at first. Oh, 2 outside, gets away from the catcher and down to second base. Goes a runner.
That's Childers. Yep, Childers, the tying run, and Wall Andy is down on the ground, and he's in a little bit of pain now, and I don't know if this could be a cramp.
I hope it's a cramp and not something more serious.
Yeah, he went after that pass ball, and he was a little slow coming back to home plate, and he's trying to walk it off. Looked like one of the coaches was kind of pointing to his hamstring area, Andy. So let's see if Vacasia can walk this off a little bit. The catcher position, as we've always talked about, not an easy position to play.
Looks like it might have been something in the groin area, and that is extremely painful for those of us that have had those groin pains before.
He's going to stay in. So runner at second now, 1 out. I believe this is a 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball. Runner's going to try to come home. He'll be in safely. And we have got a tie game. And just like that, Andy, Hamby was down 0-2. We saw the pass ball, and then the very next pitch, Hamby gets the RBI single, and it's a 3-3 game. And you talk about timely hitting. That's kind of been the story of what Surrey's done so far in this game.
Each time the Yetis get the lead, this Surrey team comes back and ties it up.
Here's Ethan McLean with the go-ahead run now for Surrey at first. And throw to first. And Hamby back safely. So big RBI, 3-3 game now, top of the 5th. 1 on, 1 out.
McLean 0 for 2. Pitch missed outside. McLean is grounded out and struck out swinging this afternoon. Pitch missed inside. Ball ripped to right field.
Nice play by Dawson.
Dawson loses his cap but makes the catch.
And that's the most important thing for out number 2, and that will scatter Hamby back to first. So 2 down top of the 5th, and that will bring the third baseman, Will Gray, back to the plate.
Dawson, excellent defensive right fielder, Tim.
Yeah, I think he's got to be an all-region 10 player for this season. Certainly will be a candidate for that.
Pitch outside.
Ball
there
gets
goes the runner to second. Throw not in time.
So we've seen a couple of pitches get away, Andy, and now all of a sudden you've got Hamby in scoring position. That's the go-ahead run for Surrey. They've not had the lead in this game, but a base hit could change that here with 2 outs.
Gray 1 for 2, base hit, scored a run last inning for the Knights of Surrey. Three ball game. Top of the 5th inning. Pitch swung and missed.
Good pitch that time from Romo. Yetis, as we mentioned, 16-14 coming into this afternoon's game, 9-9 in Region 10 play.
There's a grounder.
Third baseman. Ball got away, and here comes the runner home, Andy, and Surrey's going to have a 4-3 lead. And I tell you, Andy, one of the big differences that we've seen that has helped Surrey, along with really some timely hits in this game, their defense has flat out been better this afternoon so far.
It has been, and the Surrey Knights in front now.
The pass ball, the error, and it's a 4-3 game. Runner at second in the form of Will Gray. Luke Welch will be the batter, and it looks like, Andy, we've got a substitution at third base now, as that is Aiden Chandra that's going to be the third baseman. Huber will come out, Chandra at third, Aiden Chandra. And so we're seeing that switch defensively for the Yetis, who've had some struggles this afternoon. And after the Yetis got up 2-0 early in this game, Surrey has come back to take a 4-3 lead here in the top of the fifth.
And the batter is Luke.
That's Welch.
Welch.
The DH.
Welch, well, actually, he's walked twice. And he misses on that swing, strike one.
Yeah, I tell you, a base hit here for Surrey, and they could be looking at a 2-run lead.
Got the runner in scoring position at second with 2 outs. Pitch popped up out of play.
So 0-2, and if you're Yetis, and you don't want to allow any more damage, want to get out of this top of the fifth down just 1 run. Good shot there of Luke Welch, left-handed batter.
Romo's pitch.
He got
him. Strike 3 for out 3.
But Surrey Community College takes their first lead of the game, 4.5 in the books, and Surrey leads at 4-3 now over Cleveland Community College as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. And C19 TV gives you great programming each and every day on Spectrum Cable in high definition. And let's take a look at some of the great programs that are part of C19 TV, of course, celebrating their hard to believe 40th anniversary in 2022. There's Armchair Quarterback that'll be back in August and talk about everything that is high school, college, and pro football. Artworks with Shara Miller, Cleveland Connections you saw on there. Brand new show, Dare to Soar. Face the Music, for your help, for your information. Meet Me at the Movies with Noel T. Manning. Always a great program. And there's Political Smackdown, School Matters with Rhonda Benfield, Talk of the Town, Woman to Woman, and Yeti Tracks, a show I always enjoy getting to host each and every month. And, of course, Andy, Talk of the Town, our good friend and producer-director of today's game, Gray Tillman, he's going to be on an episode in the month of April on Talk of the Town talking about the 40th anniversary. We talked about that. Pretty special, 40 years of C19 TV in Cleveland County.
Very special, and the Cleveland Community College TV station has been a very integral part of everything in Cleveland County over the years.
Yeah, Vision Cable one time, remember, Time Warner Cable, and now Spectrum Cable. And you're exactly right about that. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning, and it will be Janelle Baroa leading off for the Yetis. And, of course, still on the mound, Andy, for the Knights is Noah Caldwell.
And the Yetis now trailing for the first time today.
Down 4-3. Caldwell on the mound for Surrey.
Pitch is high.
And the Yetis, Andy, got to get some momentum. I think one of the things we talked about, they've left at least 7, 8 batters. They've left the opportunities to really extend the lead early, and I think they're paying for it right now.
They are.
They've got to get these bats going and get some momentum back here in the bottom of the fifth.
There's a strike to Baroa.
Good pitch there from Caldwell.
Baroa walked and scored, and then he was hit by a pitch.
And Wall's on deck. Good to see Wall, and he seems to be feeling much better. Grounder, and nice play that time by the shortstop.
6-3 put out, one down for the Yetis.
I tell you, I've been really, Acacia Walk and play, I've been really impressed with the infield of Surrey. Nice plays. And another one that time by Hamby for the first out here in the bottom half of the fifth.
And Wall comes to the plate, base hit, and a sacrifice bunt today. And he fouls off the first pitch off the catcher's mitt, strike one.
Acacia Wall, the catcher this afternoon for the Yetis.
There's a slow roller to third. Third baseman's got it. Throw to first in time.
2 quick outs here for Surrey in the bottom of the fifth.
Coming up to bat, number 1, Jack McKinney.
And here's Jack McKinney.
McKinney 1 for 2, base hit in the second inning. And he struck out looking in the third. Pitch high, ball 1 to McKinney. Yetis would love to get to the top of the order up here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, McKinney a big at bat, but 2 outs and nobody on.
Pitch is outside, 2-0 to Jack McKinney, the left fielder.
It looked like that time Andy McKinney kind of slipped on the on his pitch that time, or excuse me, Caldwell, I should say, for Surrey. And that ball goes low, and I believe already a 2-0 count to McKinney.
I think maybe 3-0.
Yeah, maybe a 3-0 count to McKinney. And you talked about how important it is for him to get on here.
3-0 coming. Almost got him, and it's ball 4.
So McKinney's the tying run with 2 outs for the Yetis at first, and that'll bring up a guy who's had a great game, Cal Sneathen, the leadoff batter. And let's see if Sneathen can deliver another big at bat for the Yetis.
Sneathen on base 3 times today, Tim. Walked a base hit and doubled and scored last inning.
So big at bat. Yetis down 4-3, but the tying run's at first.
Fastball in there, strike 1.
Sneathen, as we talked about, came in batting .327. He's going to add to that average. What a year. He's had 22 stolen bases, 21 RBIs on the season.
Throw to first, back safe there. Again, the throw to first, back safe. Pretty good move by the right-hander, Caldwell, to first base. Caldwell comes to the plate. High and inside. There goes runner to second.
He's safe.
Stolen base for McKinney.
So McKinney now in scoring position as the tying run. That pitch was high over Sneathen's head, and so a base hit from Kel could tie this one up. Good shot there, and there's a good shot of McKinney at second. Jack McKinney, the tying run.
Caldwell with the pitch. Missed inside. Caldwell checks the runner, comes to the plate.
There's a base hit.
Base hit into left field.
McKinney's coming home.
McKinney rounds third, and he scores.
And it's a 4-4 game, and Sneathen Andy has been on base 4 times, a couple of RBIs, and what a game that young man, the leadoff batter, has had. You talked about if you could get him back at the plate, it would be huge, and it certainly was there. 4-4 game now in the bottom half of the fifth as Sneathen gets the second, his second double of the game, and that will bring up Darren Munoz, who with a base hit could give the Yetis the lead back.
Munoz on by fielder's choice, scored the first run of the ball game, bottom of the first. Since then, he's grounded out and lined out. And the pitch is inside, throw down to third, not in time. Stolen base for Sneathen.
So Sneathen at third is the go-ahead run. And what's been a good one this afternoon, a back-and-forth game between the Yetis and the Knights. Cleveland Community College, Surrey Community College.
Pitch is low. Runner at third, 2 outs. 4-4 ball game. Bottom of the fifth inning. Strike in the inside corner. Munoz did not like the call. Pitch is popped up.
It's into center and caught. 5 in the books. But the Yetis, a big base hit, tie it up. And after 5 innings of play, it's Cleveland Community College, the Yetis 4, the Knights of Surrey Community College 4. And we're back with more Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College, and today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the community college website at clevelandcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV Sports. Join us each month for Yeti Tracks right here on C19 TV. Each month we talk to the players and the coaches of Yeti Athletics, including cross country, Yeti's boys baseball, and Yeti's girls softball. We break down the matchups, the conferences, the games, and the events that make Yeti sports so special. Stay informed with Yeti Athletics right here on Yeti Tracks each month. Join us right here on C19 TV and online at c19.tv. Back live on YouTube, and a great shot of our David Melissa White scoreboard. And you see we've got a good one. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Surrey. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors or 1 error, for the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. A 4-4 game. And Andy, I believe we're seeing our 4th pitcher of the game for the Cleveland Community College Yetis as we get ready for the top of the 6th. And I believe that is number 36, Patrick Spangler from Burns High School, the Lawndale, North Carolina native, will be the 4th pitcher for the Yetis. And a 4-4 game. Andy, your thoughts about the game so far? And, man, you were talking about just a couple of mental mistakes and some really timely hitting. Surrey just keeps coming back every time the Yetis get that lead. That is Spangler on the mound. But we've talked about it defensively. I just think Surrey's been a little bit stronger this afternoon, but a good game so far.
Yeah, the defense for the Yetis has not been up to their usual standards here, Tim. They've played some really good defense all season long, but they've had some problems this afternoon in the sunshine here at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's a beautiful afternoon as we get ready. That is Patrick Spangler, the 6'3", 190-pounder that will start the top of the 6th on the mound, and, of course, at the plate for the Knights. And I believe we're seeing him for the first time, Andy. That is number 24. That's DeVries.
That's Zach DeVries.
DeVries, the left fielder, with his at bat. I believe his 3rd at bat of the game this afternoon.
1 for 2, base hit in the 4th. Pitcher's outside.
So it's been a good one, a 4-4 game, top of the 6 on a gorgeous spring afternoon here on the campus of Cleveland Community College. Big thanks to our whole crew again, Greg Tillman, Danny Morton, Randy Evans, Ben Swafford. There's a rocket, and it's going to go down and it'd be at the wall. That'll be a leadoff double for DeVries, Andy, and just like that, the go-ahead run is on second. And a good start here for Surrey in the top of the 6th.
And one thing that I've noticed a little bit of a difference in this Surrey batting order. They are jumping on the baseball now. They're not waiting. They're looking for the fastball early in the count.
So here's Kyle Breland at the plate with the go-ahead run at second with nobody out.
Breland 1 for 2, base hit in the 4th. Pitch fouled off, strike 1.
As we mentioned, Patrick Spangler, the Lawndale, North Carolina native, 6'3", 170-pounder, starting this top of the 6th. And we saw Breland with a big hit his last at bat.
Breaking ball low. Sidearm delivery there from Spangler. Runner at second. Top of the 6th inning. Pitch is inside. And the first baseman for the Yetis in on the grass looking for a bunt. There's a strike.
Yeah, I think now maybe a full count to Breland. That's a 2-2 count. My apologies. So 2-2 now. Pitch will be coming to Kyle Breland.
Batter out of the box. Runner at second with nobody out. For the Knights of Surrey Community College. Pitch missed inside.
So full count now to Breland. Big pitch here in this game in a tie game, top of the 6th.
3-2 coming.
He got him.
Called strike 3 on the inside corner. 1 down.
Big strikeout. As Peyton Wall will come to the plate, the catcher for Surrey Community College. 1 out, runner in scoring position now.
Wall has struck out twice, swinging and looking today. First pitch inside, ball 1.
Yet he's played several close games this past weekend against Patrick and Henry, as we mentioned, up in Martinsville in that Region 10 matchup.
1-0. Big cut, swung on a miss. 1-1. One coming. Slow roller foul, third base side. The catcher quickly comes out and Wall and make sure it stays foul.
So it's a 1-2 count now. Maybe Spangler, Andy, love to get another strikeout here after Surrey let off this 6th inning with that double.
Yep. Pitch again, fouled off.
Wall just stayed alive.
1 down, runner at second. Yetis 4, Knights of Surrey Community 4. Pitch just missed. on the outside corner. Spangler with the pitch. Popped up behind the plate, and it's going to get out of play.
Yeah. Thought initially it would stay in play behind the home plate, Andy, but did not happen. So good battle going on here between Spangler and Wall. 1 out, runner in scoring position. There's a base hit. Runner's going to come home, Andy. Here's a throw home, and it's off.
Off line.
If it had been on line, they might have had a shot at him. And it is a 5-4 lead, and that's just a good piece of hitting that time from Peyton Wall as he stayed alive, and that's been the story. A majority of Surrey Community College's RBIs, Andy, have been on 2 strikes this afternoon. So another good piece of hitting to give Surrey the 5-4 lead now in the top half of the 6th, as that will bring Landon Jackson to the plate.
That was the first hit of the ball game. RBI base hit for Wall. Pitches outside, ball 1 to Jackson, the right fielder. 0 for 2. He's lined out and popped out.
So that leadoff double pays big dividends for the Knights as they've retaken the lead.
Pitches outside. One out, runner at first.
This one's a base hit. So 3 hits in this inning now off Spangler, Andy, and runners first and second for the Knights as that one drops into center field. And that will bring the leadoff batter, Nathan Childers, to the plate. And Surrey looking to add to this 1-run lead.
Childers 1 for 3. Base hit, scored a run last inning. Yetis would love to see a double play ball here.
Yeah, I'll tell you got to be careful. Surrey looking for a big inning here in the 6th.
There's a strike on the outside corner.
Both teams with 8 hits apiece in this game now. Remember those first 3 innings, Surrey, and he just had 2, so they've really, as that one's fouled off, they've really got the, as you talked about last inning, they've really got the bats going really from the 3rd inning on.
Yeah. They have cranked it up in the sunshine this afternoon. Ground ball to second.
And they've got the play at second. Sneeden tags second, so runners advance. The runner advances to third. 2 outs now, but runners first and third now for Surrey Community College with 2 outs, and that will bring Garrett Hamby, the shortstop, to the plate. And if you're the Yetis, now down 5-4. Hamby is a big batter. You got to try to get out.
Hamby 1 for 2 with a walk. He had a base hit, scored last inning. Strike fastball from Spangler.
Good shot of the runner at third.
Oh, one bounces away, and that's going to score a run.
And, Andy, we talked about a couple of pass balls, and all of a sudden Surrey Community College has got a 6-4 lead over the Yetis. Second pass ball that's led to a run being scored. And it has been a tough top of the 6th here for the Yetis.
Yetis struggling defensively.
6-4 lead, as you see now, for Surrey Community College.
Pitches outside.
And the runner, obviously, from first advanced to second, so he's in scoring position. And the runner could be caught.
And he's tagged out at third for out 3.
So that ends the top of the 6th, but a big inning for Surrey as they get a couple on the board, and after 5.5 innings, they lead Cleveland Community College by now a score of 6-4. And we want to remind you that Cleveland Community College Continuing Education Department offers a variety of short-term training opportunities. Those include barbering, aesthetics, culinary academy, heavy equipment operation, the electrical line worker academy, which is always a big part of Cleveland Community College and a growing program here, pharmacy technician and sterile compounding, the truck driving training at CDL, also the auto inspection, certification, recertification, notary public, and welding. To find out more about that, you can call Continuing Education at 704-669-4015. Great to have you along on YouTube live this afternoon. And, of course, the rebroadcast on C19 TV. And, Andy, your thoughts as we head to the bottom of the 6th as Surrey's kind of taking control of this game.
They have. They've taken advantage of miscues by the Yetis, and they lead it now 6-4 over Cleveland Community College, the Surrey Knights.
And a big inning, couple of runs, as you see Noah Caldwell, who is back on the mound here for Surrey, getting his final warm-up pitches. And if you're the Yetis, Andy, you certainly got to get some momentum back here and some missed opportunities offensively. They're certainly going to have to try to take advantage of that and try to get back in this game here in the bottom of the 6th.
And the heart of the order coming up for the Yetis in the 6th inning. It's Robert Moya, Chandra, and Tyrus Dawson.
Yeah, we'll see Aiden Chandra, his first at bat, as he came in that third base position back in the 5th inning. So here is Robert Moya to lead off for the Yetis in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Moya 1 for 1, base hit, and he's walked twice, on base 3 times. And the pitch in there, strike 1.
Still on the mound, as we mentioned, Noah Caldwell, the Lake Norman, North Carolina native, the sophomore for Surrey.
0-1. Outside.
(6-4) Surrey Community College lead over Cleveland Community College, bottom of the 6th. Yetis had an early 2-0 lead in this game. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Surrey, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Cleveland Community College. As we mentioned, we're in this bottom of the 6th now.
Pitch missed low and inside. Pitch, big cut, swung and a miss. Strike 2.
I believe we got a full count now to Moya. And let's see if Moya can get on base, Andy. Every base runner is going to be big now as we're getting a little bit later in this game.
And Moya strikes out swinging.
So Moya goes down, 1 down, bottom of the 6th.
Coming up to bat, number 11, Aiden.
Here's Aiden Chandra.
There's Chandra's first at bat of the game, who, as we mentioned, came in to play third base in the 5th inning. So let's see if Chandra can get some offense going here for the Yetis.
Pitch is high, ball 1. (1-0) outside, 2-0 to Chandra.
Chandra from Jacksonville, Florida, the 5'10", 175-pounder.
2-0.
It's going to get in the gap. It's going all the way to the wall. This should be a double at least for Chandra, and it's a big. He's going to go for three, Andy. It looked like they bobbled it, and he's going to get a triple. The center fielder and left fielder bobbled it, trying to pick it up out at the wall, and it will be a one-out triple for Chandra, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. And Kyrus Dawson, Andy, and Kyrus, a big opportunity here for the Eddies.
Dawson base hit back in the first inning. Since then, it has grounded out and flied out. And a big run on base at third after the triple from Chandra.
So one out, runner at third, and a 6-4 Surrey lead over the Eddies.
Pitch swung on a miss, strike one.
And it's looked like all afternoon Andy Dawson's been looking for that first pitch, and a big hit on that first pitch. Good pitch there for the strike.
Oh, 1 high.
And just with his speed, Andy, you'd love to get him on base, down a couple runs. Great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon, and if you may be checking out this rebroadcast as well on C19 TV. Will this be enough? Will it drop? It's caught. Runner is going to tag, and the throw, and it will be safely. Chandra tags and scores from third. The throw was not good at all, Andy. It came into the infield. Pitcher cut it off, and it's a 6-5 now Surrey lead.
Ball was not hit that deep, but Chandra able to get in from third base, and it's a one-run ball game now. 6-5, Surrey in front.
And that will bring up Tyler Casiato with 2 outs, nobody on, but the Eddies have cut it to a 6-5 Surrey lead.
Casiato 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch is inside, ball 1. One-0 coming. Outside.
Chanel Baroa on deck if Casiato can get on base.
There's a strike, and the count is 2-1 with 2 down to Casiato.
Big run has come across for the Eddies here in the bottom of the 6th to cut it to a 1-run lead.
Outside. 3-1 to Casiato.
That was Dawson's, Andy's 29th RBI on that sac fly a little early. 30 stolen bases, 29 RBIs.
3-1, swung on a miss, full count with 2 outs.
That was a good pitch. From Noah Caldwell.
Caldwell, payoff pitch, popped up out of play behind the plate.
(6-5) Surrey Community College lead over the Eddies. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Nobody on.
Pitch again, foul out of play. Three-two called, strike 3 for round 3.
Eddies get 1 on the board, 6 in the books. And Surrey Community College leads Cleveland Community College 6-5. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball right here on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. We'll be back right after this break.
Someone once said that without music, life would be a mistake. And that's how we feel here on Face the Music. Hi, I'm Summer Castle-Keever, and I'd love for you to join me each month on our new program, Face the Music, which airs on C19 TV and C19.TV. Each month we'll highlight the talents, personalities, and stories behind some of the area's most gifted singers, songwriters, and musicians. It's going to be a lot of fun, so join me each month for a new edition of Face the Music right here on C19.
Welcome back to Yeti's Athletic Park on the campus of Cleveland Community College. We head to the top of the 7th. 6-5 Surrey Community College lead over Cleveland Community College. There you see our score, Tim Foster and Cleveland County Sports Hall of Famer Andy Foster. Great to have you along. And the Yetis, Andy, with a new pitcher in again here in the top half of the 7th. And we think this might be Parker Knupp, but number 30, but we weren't 100% sure about that as we're getting into the 7th. So, but we do think it's Knupp, and we apologize if that is not the case. But, Andy, your thoughts about this matchup? It's been a good one through 6 innings.
Very competitive baseball game. And the Yetis were in control, and then all of a sudden, good offensive rush by Surrey, and they have a one-run lead now, 6-5, as we go to the top of the 7th inning.
So we believe Parker Knupp is at the plate, or on the mound, now for the Yetis, and leading off will be Garrett Hamby for the Knights here in the top half of the 7th, and they have that 6-5 lead.
Hamby 1 for 2, base hit and scored a run in the 5th inning. Knupp's pitch fouled off, strike 1.
Bottom of this inning, we'll take a look again at our remaining home Yeti men's baseball broadcast schedule, including a big series this weekend with Catawba Valley Community College, and we'll be talking about a big CCC Yetis raffle. As that's popped up, Andy, and Sneed, an easy play for out one. And that's one thing, Yetis hadn't had a good start to an inning. They get it there here in the top of the 7th.
Man, that was what they needed defensively, a good start defensively.
So Ethan McLean, the first baseman, the lefty, will come to the plate.
McLean is 0 for 3. He's grounded out, struck out, and flied out. Left-handed batter. Knupp with the pitch. Swung and missed, strike 1.
Good pitch.
Knupp kind of deceives you. He's got a lot more velocity than it appears when he delivers the ball to him.
Yes, he does.
Pitch just low. Next pitch outside. Ground ball to second. Second baseman's got it. Throws him out. 2 down.
And I believe that may be, and I've been double checking that. That's why I was silent there during that. That may be Jeb Schuler from Robbinsville, the 6'2", 180-pounder, is the pitcher, I think, at the current time for the Yetis. So that's Jeb Schuler.
Jeb?
Knupp is 6'6", and I don't believe that's a 6'6" there. So that's Jeb Schuler. He's done a good job, 2 quick outs.
Yep.
And I believe it's the first time we have seen Schuler here on the home field. I think he's played in some road games, so 2 outs. So it's a big story with Will Gray at the plate.
Pitch missed inside. Knights 6, Yetis 5, top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, nobody on for Surrey. Pitch is lined out of play. Left side.
There's a base hit.
2 out single to the right center field.
So Gray is on base with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Luke Welch with 1 on 2 outs now for the Knights.
Welch is 0 for 1 with a couple of walks today. On the inside corner, strike 1 to Welch. Oh, 1. Swung on a miss, strike 2.
Let's see if the Yetis can get out of this inning down, as we said, 6-5.
Schiller ready to go with a 0-2 pitch coming. Little roller foul left side down the third base line. Still 0-2.
Take a look at the baseball. Speaking of baseball, Major League Baseball, Andy, starts a week from tomorrow. The regular season I'm referring to, spring training underway now.
Yep, just about here. Pitch miss on the outside corner. It was a great season for the Atlanta Braves, of course, the defending world champions. Pitch is low.
Yep, 2-2 now. It certainly was. And, of course, Freddie Freeman now an L.A. Dodger, but Olson, the new first baseman from Oakland. They're going to have a different look, but they certainly are still a very talented team heading into the regular season starting next week. Swing and a miss.
Yep. Strike 3, 4 out 3.
6.5 in the books, and the Eddies do a great job of keeping Surrey from scoring any runs there, and so through 6.5, it's now Surrey Community College 6, Cleveland Community College 5. And guys, let's take a look at our upcoming Yeti men's broadcast schedule, our home games this weekend. A 3-game set with Catawba Valley Community College. That's a 1 o'clock first pitch. You can check it out live on YouTube. 4 o'clock game 2 on YouTube, and then Sunday at noon we'll be back with you on Sunday, April 3rd, and then a big series with the Rhinos of Gaston Community College on April 13th. That's a Wednesday afternoon. Andy Florence Darlington will come here to the Eddy Athletics Park on the 24th, Gaston again on the 27th, and then we wrap it up with Wake Community College on April 30th and May 1st. And every one of those games are going to be crucial if the Eddies are thinking about postseason play.
Yeah, some big games in April. Big April for this Yetis baseball team.
Yeah, it was a good shot of Randy Evans on the truck, part of our broadcast crew. Hey, we want to remind you about the CCC Yetis raffle that's going on, sponsored by Safety Test. $5 per ticket. The 2 items that you can possibly win will be the DeWalt FlexVolt chainsaw and the Steel electric blower. And you've got until Game 2 of the Catawba Valley Community College Series Saturday afternoon to buy your $5 tickets. And you don't have to be present to win. And, Andy, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, things are warming up. Grass is growing. Some people use that blower after they obviously cut grass. Grass season is here, unfortunately, so these are a couple of great products you got a chance to win.
Yep. Need some wood taken care of on your property, or the grass clippings blown away. This is a couple of great items.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 7th as Janelle Baroa takes strike 1. Noah Caldwell still is on the mound for Surrey, and that next pitch is low, 1-1 now.
Baroa has walked and scored, hit by a pitch and grounded out. Big cut, swung and missed.
So 1-2 count now to Baroa. 6-5 Surrey Community College Knights lead over the Eddies in what's been a back and forth, a good one here this afternoon. And Baroa, as the pitch is thrown, calls for time, and so that ball, that pitch will not count. Still 1-2 count.
1-2 to Baroa.
And that hit him. I believe that's the second time he's been hit this afternoon. So he's a tying run, and he gets on base.
Now batting, number 49, Makasia Wall.
And here's Makasia Wall, who could be the go-ahead run for the Eddies in the bottom of the 7th. There's a good shot of Baroa at first. Hitting the back. He was hitting the arm a little bit early in the game.
Wall, base hit, sacrifice bunt, and grounded out today. Good afternoon for the catcher.
And that one's foul third base side. And Andy, the bottom line is you got to find a way to get Baroa home to tie this game up here in the bottom of the 7th. You see the good shot there of one of the pitchers for Surrey warming up in the bullpen. We've seen 2. That could be their third of the game. Caldwell's still on the mound right now.
Pitch in there at the knees.
Ball's in the hole quickly. Makasia Wall, the Rutherfordton, North Carolina native, RS Central High School product.
Throw to first, back safely, Baroa.
And remember, Andy, that we talk about Surrey's got the 1-run lead. Remember, one of the runs came off that wild throw from the Yetis that helped Surrey to get a run in. So that error has been huge.
Ball in the dirt, gets away.
Yeah, runner's going to go to second.
So Baroa in scoring position now.
Baroa was stealing anyway, Andy, and if he would have looked up, he may have had a shot at third. It would have been a risk, but he's in scoring position with nobody out. That is the tying run now at second in Baroa.
Pitch is high.
So 1-2 to Wall now.
One, two coming. Fouled off. Good piece of hitting there by Wall.
Yeah, Wall's laughing a little bit because he knew that he just stayed alive on that pitch as he comes back to the plate. Jack McKinney on deck.
And a strikeout as Wall goes down swinging.
That's a big strikeout for the Knights here in the bottom of the 7th. So 1 out.
Now batting, number 1.
Runner at second. And here's Jack McKinney coming to the plate with 1 out.
McKinney 1 for 2 with a walk. He had a base hit in the second, struck out looking in the third inning, and walked and scored in the 5th.
Big opportunity here for McKinney.
Pitch inside, ball 1. Baroa at second with 1 out. 6-5, Surrey leads it. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch is high.
The 2-0 count to Jack McKinney here. Bottom of the 7th.
Two-0. Low ball 3.
So, Andy, if McKinney can get on, he could be the go-ahead run for the Yetis. And a point of the game where every at-bat, every pitch becomes crucial now in a 1-run game, bottom of the 7th.
3-0, high ball 4.
A good piece of, or a good at-bat, I should say, for McKinney, and that brings up a guy who's had a tremendous game, and we may see a pitching change here, Andy, with runners first and second, 1 out, and a batter in Kel Sneathan that's been on all 4 plate appearances. Let's see if that's going to be the case or if this is just going to be an infield discussion with head coach Tim Collins for Surrey Community College. But Sneathen's the guy, Andy, that you want up at this time of the game, no doubt about it.
That's correct. That was a big at-bat for McKinney as the top of the order's coming up to there now, Tim, with only one out.
And so, yep, just an infield discussion as it looks like Caldwell will stay on the mound. So big at bat in this ball game. Runners first and second for the Yetis. Kel Sneathen at the plate, 6-5 Surrey lead. And what a game Sneathen's had this afternoon.
Sneathen has walked, base hit, doubled and scored, and another single. He's showing bunt. Pitches high, ball one.
Darren Munoz on deck. One out. Runners first and second. There's Caldwell. Good shot of him. Here's a shot. Third base side. And it's going to be caught by the left fielder. And big out. Big second out in this bottom of the seventh.
So Sneathen lines out to left. And it's up to Damian Munoz.
So Munoz comes to the plate with 2 out, 2 on. Tying run at second. A base hit certainly could tie it up.
Munoz fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. Since then, he has grounded out, lined out, and popped out. Pitch swung on a miss.
It's a 1-1 count now to Darren Munoz.
Big at bat here for the Yetis, Tim.
Yeah, they've left some runners on base, Andy, that have certainly hurt them in this game. This is a chance to take advantage of a couple runners on.
1-1.
That hit him. And that is the second batter that's been hit in this inning, and the bases are loaded. And you're talking about a crucial at bat from Robert Moya. Loaded up, 2 outs. A base hit could give the Yetis a lead. And certainly the at-bat of the game so far is Robert Moya coming to the plate for the Yetis.
Moya has walked twice, had a base hit, and struck out swinging.
There you see our score. You saw it moments ago, 6-5 Surrey Community College lead, but the Yetis are threatening. They've left a lot of men on base this afternoon. This is a big opportunity for Robert Moya.
Pitch on the inside corner, strike one. Time called at the plate. Caldwell, the pitch rolled foul, third base side. Strike two.
Yeah, so Moya quickly in a 0-2 hole with the bases loaded. And we've seen the Knights get out of several jams early in this game where the Yetis had runners on base. They're trying to do it again.
The 0-2 to Moya. Popped up.
Is it going to stay? No.
Out of play.
Yep. Well, that wall over there, Andy, just not enough space as it goes foul, so it stays 0-2.
Yeah, that wall's a great protector over there if it's a foul ball. Even if it stays in play, it's tough to make a catch near that wall.
Caldwell, a lot of pitching options here with this 0-2 count.
Slow.
Ball gets away. Here comes the runner.
Safe at home.
And it is a 6-6 game, and both teams, Andy, some pass balls, killers. And anytime you have a pass ball, it's bad, but when it's an 0-2 count, Andy, it makes it even worse. Yetis have tied it at 6 now.
Boroa comes home to score.
Yeah, good. Everybody advanced. The runner second, third. A base hit could give the Yetis the lead here in the bottom of the seventh.
Pitcher's inside.
So 2-2 count now to Moya. Runner second, third for the Yetis now, a 6-6 game. It's been a good one this afternoon. Great to have you along live on YouTube.
Caldwell with the pitch to Moya. Swung on a miss, strike 3 for out 3.
7 innings in the books, but we're tied again, 6-6 between Surrey Community College and Cleveland Community College, the Yetis and the Knights. And we'll return live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV right after this break.
Rehearsing and nursing a part. We know every card by heart. Overture, curtain lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
Well, we got a good one here at the Yeti Athletics Park on a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon, and you talk about something beautiful. That's the David and Melissa White scoreboard. 6-6 game headed to the top of the 8th inning. Cleveland Community College, the Yetis, and the Knights of Surrey Community College. Tim Foster, Andy Foster, and Andy, we got a new pitcher again in for the Yetis, and the local product from Kings Mountain High School, a guy you covered a lot during his high school days, Boone Carty, and every pitch now becomes huge in this tie game.
It really does. A lot of pressure on the pitchers in this 6-6 ball game. And the Kings Mountain Mountaineer, Boone Carty, the right-hander, side armor, in the game for the Yetis.
Zach DeVries will lead off for Surrey as we head to the top half of the 8th. And we saw that pass ball help the Yetis get that run to tie it up. In the bottom of the 7th, it will be DeVries, Kyle Breland, and Peyton Wall. The batters set to hit for Surrey in the 8th inning. And we've seen both these teams with some pass balls that have kept both squads in this ball game. And now, as you mentioned, every pitch, every at-bat big. As you see our score now, 6-6 heading into the top of the 8th. Here's left fielder Zach DeVries leading off in the top of the 8th.
DeVries has scored a couple of runs. One in the 4th and one in the 6th.
And Carty, Andy, they got that little submarine delivery, I believe.
Yes.
First pitch was in there for a strike. So here comes the 0-1.
That's in there at the knees for strike 2. When Carty is on with that pitch, it is awfully tough to hit.
Carty, 6'2", 175-pounder.
0-2. Outside. 1-2 to DeVries.
Yetis came in today 16-14 overall, 9-9 in region play, and the Knights of Surrey Community College 7-17-1. Been in a lot of close games though this season.
1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3.
Good strikeout and a big one there from Boone Carty. One down here in the 8th. And that'll bring up Kyle Breland, the center fielder for the Knights.
Breland, 1 for 3, base hit back in the 4th inning. Sidearm pitch, low, ball 1. Carty, 1-0. line foul, right field side. Carty a little bit behind on that swing.
Oh, you're talking about Breland there.
I mean, Breland,
yeah, he was.
on the Carty pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that one stays fair. He's got a lot of room to run. Kyrus Dawson, you mentioned, Andy, good job or tremendous job as a right fielder all season long, but that would have been trouble.
1-1 from Carty.
Hit right back to him.
And an easy play for the pitcher. 2 outs.
And Andy, we have got a pinch hitter now, first at bat for number 7. That is Kyle Britton, the 5'9", 170-pounder from Lincolnton. And Britton, Andy, played his high school ball at North Lincoln High School.
So Britton will bat for Wall.
Grounder to Sneathen, who bobbles it. And Britton's going to be on, Andy. That was a hard hit shot, and Sneathen not happy about it, not making that play, but obviously hard hit ball, and Britton's going to be at first base.
They're on the shortstop. And the batter?
Yeah, and it looks like we may have another pinch hitter, Andy. That's number 26 this time.
Yeah, that's not Landon Jackson.
No, that's Drew Kinzer from Charlotte. So Kinzer, the left-hander, is in. Drew Kinzer with the go-ahead run at first. 2 outs for Surrey. Top of the 8th.
Throw over to first. A little bit higher. They might have had a shot at him.
Yeah. Britton came in, so to get on, let's see if Kinzer can keep it rolling.
Pitch gets away from the catcher and into second base and scoring position.
Yep, and that's these pass balls, Andy, have really come back to hurt the Yetis. And now base hit could give Surrey the lead in the top of the 8th. Kinzer, 5'9", 165-pound left-handed batter. And that goes right back to the pitcher, and that will end the inning.
So Carty does the job in the 8th inning.
7.5 in the books, and it stays a 6-6 tie between Cleveland Community College and Surrey Community College. And again, we want to remind you of some great political forums that are going to be coming up in the month of April live on C19 TV, and you can watch the rebroadcast as well as we get closer to the primary season of May and the Cleveland County Commissioners Candidates Forum. You can check out live on C19 TV or online at C19.TV. That comes up at 6:30 in the Bailey building, the studios of C19 TV, April 21st at 6:30. That'll be followed at 8 p.m. by the Cleveland County Board of Education Candidates Forum. And again, we will have limited seating available in the studio, and we're excited to present both those forums live from the Bailey Center and the rebroadcast as well, as it is election season. And, of course, we invite you to check out Political Smackdown as well, as they'll be talking more about those events in the weeks ahead. Well, Andy, we head to the bottom of the 8th, the Yetis in a 6-6 game. And they realize here if they can get a run on the board, they've got a chance to close this out in the 9th. Talk about this bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, it's very important for the Yetis here at the plate. And it's going to be Chandra, Dawson, and Casiato.
Yeah, and Andy, we'll see the third pitcher of the game is number 22, that is Tate Samples, the freshman from Elkin, went to East Wilkes High School. He comes in here in the bottom of the 8th in a tie game, so I believe he is the third pitcher we've seen for Surrey here this afternoon.
Yeah, Samples, third pitcher of the day. So trying to keep the Yetis off the board in a tight one.
No doubt about that. You see Samples getting his final warm-up pitches as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning in a 6-6 game. Yetis, as we mentioned, 7-3 at home this season, trying to move to 8-3, but it's going to be a battle. They're going to need a couple of big hits to try to do that here in this matchup with the Knights of Surrey Community College. Great to have you along live on YouTube. And as we mentioned, the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Aiden Chandra, the batter, he came in the ball game first at bat in the sixth, tripled and scored.
Yeah, and that was a big run. So let's see if Chandra can get off to a good start here for the Eddies in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Chandra steps in, right-handed batter. And the pitch, high, ball one. Tate Samples on the hill for the Knights of Surrey.
5'9", 190-pounder.
1-0 high, 2-0.
That's one way, Andy, a walk would be huge here. Chandra could get on with Kyrus Dawson on deck.
Anyway on for the Eddies here. 2-0. Missed high, ball three.
Good eye there by Aiden.
(3-0), strike one.
Yeah, Aiden taking all the way there on that 3-0.
Samples 3-1. Outside, ball four. Lead off walk.
There's a go-ahead run for the Eddies at first, and that will bring up Kyrus Dawson.
Number 17, Kyrus Dawson.
Dawson, 1 for 4, base hit back in the first inning.
Yeah, we've talked about Dawson, what a season he's had, and another opportunity here to add to that with a possible base hit. Aiden Chandra, the go-ahead run at first in a 6-6 game, bottom of the 8th. Live here from Yeti Athletics Park. Great to have you along, and we've got a good one this afternoon.
Throw over to first. Chandra gets back, but it was close.
That was a bang-bang play. He just got back.
Pitch to the plate high. Yeti 6. Knight 6. Bottom of the 8th. Throw over to first, back safely is Chandra. Samples comes to the plate, breaking ball in there.
Yeah, good pitch to make it a 1-1 count.
Pitch is low. Chandra gets his lead at first. Samples comes to the plate. Pitch is fouled off.
So big 2-2 pitch coming, I should say, to Dawson from Tate Samples, who's come in the bottom of the 8th here for Surrey Community College.
2-2 to Dawson. High. Ball 3.
And if you get Dawson on, you have a lot of speed on the bases for the Eddies here. Big 3-2 pitch coming.
Here's a payoff. Ball 4, low.
Yep. So runners first and second, nobody out.
And you've got a couple of speedsters on the base pass. A real trouble here for Surrey.
Yeah, and Coach Collins is going to come out here, Andy, and have a discussion with Samples after he walks the first two batters, and that's certainly not what you wanted here in a tie game. A couple of close pitches, but Andy, remember 4 of his first 5 pitches were balls.
Yep.
And that put him in a hole, and so you've got the runners now at first and second. You've got Chandra at second, Dawson at first, and you see the discussion going on the mound. There's Coach Tyler Dawson speaking with the batter that will be Tyler Casiano coming to the plate. And base hit from Casiano here, Andy. Casiano, excuse me, could be huge for the Yetis.
Yep. Could plate a couple if it's deep enough.
6-6 game, bottom of the 8th. Runners first and second for the Yetis, but nobody out. Yetis trying to get the lead late in this ball game.
And the pitch, breaking ball outside, ball one.
Looked like it. Casiano, Andy, was showing bunt.
He was.
And I wonder if he's not, again, with a lot of speed, can he get a good bunt down and maybe advance both these runners?
Shows bunt again.
There's a runner going to third. And he's safe.
Safe at third.
He reached out, Andy, but I don't think he tagged him before he touched the base. Looked like he would have had a shot at him, but the throw was a little bit.
Double steal, Tim.
Yep, and you're right. I missed Dawson going to second. That throw was close, but he was just a little bit outside of third base. Helped the runner, Chandra, get to third. So you got two runners in scoring position now with nobody out in a 2-0 count.
2-0 coming. That strike on the inside corner. 2-1 to Casiano, the DH.
Chanel Baroa on deck for the Yetis. This one's hit deep. This is going to give a chance for the runner to tag. Here comes the runner from third. And it's going to give the Yetis the 7-6 lead. The sac fly scores Chandra. And the job was done, Andy, that time by Tyler Casiano. 7-6 Yetis lead, bottom of the 8th. Also, that advanced Dawson to third. So, Andy, another sac fly could give you a 2-run lead here.
That's correct. Here's Janelle Baroa.
7-6 Yetis lead now, bottom of the 8th. Here's a rocket. Going, and it's gone!
Home run for Baroa.
It was a rocket. A 2-run shot over the center field wall, Andy, and it is a 9-6 game.
And the Yetis break it wide open, bottom of the 8th inning.
Baroa with the 2-run shot. What a shot. And Baroa lays the hammer down as I think he's got a sledgehammer out there. And, boy, I tell you, when he hit that, Andy, it looked like it was gone. It drifted, and it just sailed right over the center field wall. 9-6 lead on the 2-run shot as Micaiah Wall comes to the plate.
And Baroa, that was all him on that power shot because the wind not a factor today, Tim.
And we've talked about home field here at Yetis Athletic Park. It continues to show the Yetis in control now. 3-run lead, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Wall, the batter, pops it up. And it's caught by the right fielder.
Yeah, easy out, too. So 2 down, bottom of the 8th. And that will bring Jack McKinney. The 2-run shot brought in Dawson and, of course, Baroa.
Jack McKinney today is 1 for 2 with a couple of walks, and he scored a run.
Yetis 3 across here in this bottom of the 8th to make it a 9-6 lead with McKinney at the plate.
Breaking ball in there, strike 1 to McKinney. McKinney, good work in the number 9 slot today.
Yeah, he's had an excellent ball game. And Tate Samples, as you saw on the mound.
Next pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. So 0-2 with nobody on base, but the Yetis with the 3-run lead now, 9-6. Bottom of the 8th. Pitch is outside. One, 2, high, ball 2, and it's 2-2.
Well, Tate Samples, Andy, came in, and the Yetis, those couple of walks came back to really hurt the Knights. The Yetis' power took advantage of it.
Pitch fouled off as usual. Walks come back to haunt you.
No doubt about it.
Walks and errors are really killers in a baseball game for sure, Tim.
They certainly are.
Breaking ball fouled off. McKinney hangs in there.
Yetis, after being down 6-5, have scored 4 consecutive runs to take control of this game. In the bottom of the 8th, a 9-6 lead, 2 out. 2-2 pitch coming.
Swung on a miss, strike 3 for out 3.
But 3 big runs, including the 2-run home run, give the Yetis of Cleveland Community College a 9-6 lead over Surrey Community College. We head to the 9th. The Yetis need 3 outs. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and C19 TV.
At CCC, we're all about training students for exciting careers. Our Barber Academy is a great example. Did you know jobs for barbers, stylists, and other related fields are increasing? Competition for the best jobs will be strong. With your CCC training, you'll have a definite edge. Our courses give you the skills and knowledge you need to sit for North Carolina's Apprentice Barber exam. To move up the ladder, you need at least 1 year of on-the-job training before you take the state's registered barber exam. If you pass, it's official. You'll be a registered barber. While private barber schools can cost $10,000 or more, CCC makes it affordable. Plus, you can complete our Barber Academy in only 15 months. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Find your voice at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp. Do you have something to say on air? Learn the skills to produce your own podcast. Own your vision and produce your own YouTube channel. Discover the magic of chroma key and be a part of producing and directing a C19 TV show. Keep your focus at the Cleveland Community College Summer Broadcasting Camp, June 27th through 30th. Call Continuing Education at 704-669-4015.
Back at Yetis Athletic Park, and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College 3 outs away from getting a W this afternoon. We head to the top of the 9th. The Yetis lead the Knights of Surrey Community College 9-6, and I guess you could say, Andy, maybe hopefully the closer, if you're the Yetis, Avery Bridges, the Burns High School product, comes in for the Yetis, and we're going to see a pinch hitter to start things off, Bryson Bieber. And Bryson Bieber will be the leadoff man for Surrey. But what about that bottom of the 8th, Andy? 3 runs come across for the Yetis.
Yeah, Baroa produces with a 3-run shot.
Well, it was a 2-run shot at the time, actually.
Yeah.
But 1 run had already come in on the pass ball.
Right.
But the bottom line, it did open this game up.
3 big runs, regardless.
No doubt about it. So here is Bryson Bieber, the China Grove, North Carolina native, played his high school ball at South Rowan. And the Yetis, as we mentioned, Andy, 3 outs away from getting a W here this afternoon. Their first home game in over 3 weeks. Tim Foster, Andy Foster, great to have you along. And we've seen a good one here this afternoon as we do head to the top of the 9th.
And it's Bieber, not Bieber.
So it is Bieber, I believe, yes. Bryson Bieber.
And Bridges' pitch, missed inside, ball 1. You just want him to throw strikes if you are the Yetis.
Yeah, Bridges, 6'3", 220-pounder from Pokeville, as we mentioned, from Burns High.
1-0. Low, and it's 2-0.
Yetis were down 6-5 in this game, put 4 runs on the board in the combinations of the 7th and 8th inning.
Pitch is swung and a miss, strike 1.
Garrett Hamby is on deck for the Knights.
Two on from Bridges. Swung and a miss, strike 2.
Good pitch from Avery. So 2-2 count now. Good shot of Avery Bridges. Good crowd here on this Wednesday afternoon, late Wednesday afternoon, on the campus of Cleveland Community College.
2-2, swung on a miss, strike three, one down. Top of the ninth.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Garrett Hamby, with one down. And Surrey down to their last 2 outs here this afternoon.
Hamby, 2 for 4, doubled in the first, base hit, scored a run in the 5th inning.
There's a shot, Andy. What a play by Dawson.
Dawson runs it down again in deep right field, 2 down.
I tell you, Andy, and he had a late start on that and still ran it down. That looked like it may be going to the wall, and 2 outs as the Knights down to their last out with Ethan McLean coming to the plate, the left-handed batter.
And Dawson's a complete package for this Yeti baseball team, Tim.
No doubt about it. Great player.
McLean steps in.
Pop to left. And that'll do it.
Out 3.
And the Yetis win it. They go to 8-3 here at Yetis Athletic Park and move to 17-14 overall and get ready for a big weekend series with Catawba Valley Community College. Andy, 9-6 victory. Your final thoughts this afternoon. Big finish for the Yetis.
It was a very competitive baseball game, but the Yetis come back late and take it away from the Surrey Knights in a good ball game.
And a lot of kudos to Surrey, Andy. As you see, our final 9-6 played a hard-fought game this afternoon.
Yeah, good baseball here at Cleveland Community College on a beautiful March afternoon.
We'll be back with you Saturday afternoon a little before 1. Paul Foster and Rob Roop will have game 1 of Catawba Valley and the Yetis. Game 2 will be, Andy, you'll be with Guy Sutter for that game 2 around 4, and then I'll be with Rob on Sunday around noon for game 3. Looking forward to it. Andy, big thanks once again. Big thanks to our viewers on YouTube, and we'll see you Saturday for a big weekend series. The Yetis moved to 17-14, and boy, they're playing good at home, 8-3. Big thanks to our whole crew, Greg Tillman, Randy Evans, Danny Morton, Ben Swafford, and for our whole broadcasting crew. We'll see you Saturday. You've been watching the Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Goodbye, everybody.